2 o'clock. I didn't even know.
It's all over.
I would have talked for another hour.
All over.
I saw Sean put his earpiece in. I'm like, what's he doing? I'm like, oh, it's 2 o'clock,
must be that time.
Okay.
But
before Sean's like, yeah, just stay on for the rest of the afternoon.
Before
Maybe
we pass
one day I'll do like the full show from start to finish.
Can we just do trade of the day? Come back to me.
Oh my God.
Maybe I'll just, that's it. Maybe I'll just do the full show for like the full, how long do we stream for again?
Like 3 hours.
No, like in total.
Yeah. 7.5
9
hours.
hours. Yeah, imagine 9 hours a day doing the show. Man, I would be dead. Maybe I'll drink like 7 Spros a day instead of 3. But yeah, guys, it's been a pleasure. It's Friday. Stay profitable. Keep those profits. Enjoy your weekend. Drink some nice cold beers and spend time with people that love you most. That's the most important thing. We're gonna pass it over to the big guys at the big desk. And yeah, ciao for now.
Ciao.
Hey guys, welcome in. Friday afternoon, couple hours left as we head towards the weekend here on a very positive afternoon for U.S. equities right across all 3 markets right now. We're seeing big time gains heading towards the end of the day. 1.7 there for the NASDAQ leading the way, 0.8 for the Dow, 1.3 for the S&P 500. It's been up and away ever since mid-morning or so. Crude oil even back to 0.8 now in positive territory. Remember, that was down 2.5% on that UAE note early on this morning. Not a good day for crypto. We'll talk about this coming up in relation to this Silvergate fiasco that continues to unwind this afternoon. More and more companies coming across suggesting they're not going to deal with SI whatsoever as far as deposits or withdrawals are concerned going into or out of. Coinbase was the latest that came out, as we mentioned this morning. Here is how the board is looking right now. 1.25, as I mentioned there, for the S&P 500. Still tech leading the way, top left right now. First Solar and AVGO jumping off the board here in the semiconductor group. This was all-time highs earlier in the week. This was Broadcom was earnings aftermarket yesterday, 5.5%. Enphase back to the upside today. It's been a rough week for some of the clean energy names overall. But ENPH back higher right now. Healthcare also a really nice day. COO earnings name 7%. ALGN as well, 6.8% being dragged along with that. But a lot of green on this board. Really only Costco and HRL over here in the consumer staples group standing out. Costco reported 3% downside. It was their forecast, really. That was the only issue there. LUMN here as well. Been a rough week for that one. 6% for Meta today on that upgrade we mentioned early on this morning. Great looking chart so far for all of these big tech stocks, including there's Google up 1.5%, Tesla's up 4.5%, GM and Ford having pretty good days as well, 3.25%, 3.5% in positive territory. I want to mention these as well. All of the travel names keep popping up in front of me on a relative strength scanner this afternoon, so we'll have a look at maybe some of those. Basically, the entire financial sector is positive to end the week as well. So good luck as we head into the final couple hours here on a Friday afternoon. Hope yours is going well. There was so much to discuss this morning. I hope you were with us this morning at 8:30. We were talking about some economic data that was coming through at 9:45 and 10. Both of those on the PMI side of things came out a little bit higher than expected, but the market seemed to just shrug it off and say, whatever. Let's buy things up into the weekend. So here we are, back to basically session highs here. We'll jump into a few things, as I mentioned, we were discussing in the pre-market. Sean's going to lead the way this afternoon with one of those that we were talking about this morning.
Hey y'all, happy Friday. It's Tesla day today as we start to make the move back to $200. We actually cracked through 200 today. The thing about this trade, we saw Tesla have a bad day after Investor Day, their first ever. And then today, we just thought, let me go over to here. When we came in and we saw the NASDAQ up today, it was like, okay, maybe this is the day that Tesla can start to rally. The important thing that I wanted to show you, and you can't really see it, but Neil, move this screen up just a little bit if you can, because I didn't realize the Day Trade the World thing will be there. Just like that. Perfect, thanks. And then we'll move it down in a second. This is a tweet that I put out. It's called the Sticky Note. It comes out every single morning at about 8 o'clock. We talked about, let's get back to longs today on Tesla. Good news from China. Let's look at the 191 level. So you can follow me at TraderTV Sean and check this out. Okay, let's just close it now and get rid of it. I was going to keep it down there, but whatever. That's fine. Thanks, Neil, for that. Okay, so here's Tesla off the morning, right? The problem is, look how choppy it is here. in the first half hour. That's, or maybe not even the first half. Yeah, I guess it's the first half hour. Pretty choppy there, and it never gets to 191. The bottom is actually 193. So I'm already a little bit frustrated because we knew we wanted the long. So when I look back at 10 o'clock and this thing's up like $3, I'm like, you know, why didn't it just dip a little bit more there off the open and we'd be able to get filled? I believe we were waiting at like 192, 192.30, something like that, off of a support 191. But we were very, very patient with this name. And what did we do? We waited for it to come back into VWAP, which is this blue line. So it's volume weighted average price, right? They want to keep the name above VWAP, especially when it's starting to rally. And if you look, it basically respected it here, respected it there again. So when it came back in right now off of 197.50, came back into 196, that's when we started to build the position. So our out was always going to be down here, maybe near the 200 period, maybe even a 195 out. It didn't really bother me because we didn't have to worry about it. But there it comes in. We start loading it up. First piece out there for about 50 cents. Comes in, and then we get that fill. This is the big fill. Once it fills that 195.50, then it's just like instant upside, right? So we get it back out. That's about 50 cents again, 75 cents. Then you start to take $1. Then we're getting out basically in this level here. Look how many times we bounced around. This is only a minute chart, but we keep bouncing around like, oh man, are we going to retest? You know, because here you're bouncing around, test lower. Here you're bouncing around, test higher. So let's see. Then obviously with the market blasting today up 2%, Tesla has no choice but to go up. So there it is, a move to the upside. And then we get one out at 198.50. I wanted to hold for 199, but then this started happening again. A little bit back and forth. We don't wait too long. We wait about 5 or 6 minutes. Take it out at 198.50. And guess what? We're still holding Tesla right now. Now, it was a little silly because I was waiting for a 200 break. I still want to hold this until we violate the 50-period moving average on the 3-minute. This is just a 1-minute chart. Because we've held this trade since 11 o'clock, it's now 3 hours in. This is like the longest trade I'll hold. I want to use a little bit of a longer time frame. So I'm going to give it to 198.50 right here. This sort of wick, I'm going to give it to that break. If we break back down below right there, then unfortunately, oh, well, boo-hoo, we'll take $3 on this trade. But we did give up the ghost up here at 200. We could have got out there, but I just thought, hey, man, maybe we break 200 and continue to go higher. Where I went wrong on that was just when it broke back down below, that could have been my out. So what was eventually resistance, right, now breaks, that could have turned into support. But as you can see, it cut like butter right through that. So right now we're going to have to wait for Tesla to go back to the upside. But guys, as long as this market is still rocking here today, I don't think I have anything to worry about. We're going to hold out for Tesla until we get that bottom wick. But it's Tesla, it's your trade of the day, and it's brought to you by Day Trade the World.
Week coming off of their investor day that was a bit of a flop, to be honest, for Tesla. Back to the upside in a big way this afternoon. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you grab that every single day, absolutely free. We send it out before we come on at 8:30. Has everything you need to know on it in the pre-market. So we've gotten through Fed's Logan. We've gotten through, can we go to that, Brad? Thank you. We've gotten through Fed's Logan and Bostic. Still one left down here. Bowman going to speak apparently at 3 o'clock. Nothing notable really that I saw coming from either of these two that really did anything significant. However, we'll keep an eye out after 3 o'clock here as we head into the final hour of the day for any possible headlines on that. We'll kick things off with Apple this afternoon. It was Morgan Stanley. Just trying to find it here. There we go. It was Morgan Stanley analyst that came out this morning saying 20% to the upside still to come for Apple. But I mean, overall, that's a fairly minor comment, I think, as far as Apple is concerned. Obviously, it's a buy at some point, guys. Morgan Stanley seems to think that's now.
Well, at least an analyst at Morgan Stanley thinks that. So there's that. And welcome back. It's shaping up to be a pretty interesting afternoon here because the market's on the highs. Apple bounced off to 200 already. I don't have any trades there, but I fought AMD to the short and AMD won. I'll get to that in a second. I mean, Apple above this 150, actually really clearing out here. So now you're bouncing significantly off that 200-period moving average. Whether it has anything to do with an analyst upgrade or price target call is not really the point. The market is on one, and that means Apple's going to catch a bit of a buy. Now, it's not doing as much as some of these other names off the top. So if you look at Meta, like twice as strong, continuing to the upside. So I feel like it's kind of in the bucket where if we were to turn around, maybe Apple's done enough and back through 150 could be a bit of a move. But anytime that I've looked at anything that I thought was going to be relatively weak and decided that can be a pullback, this kind of thing happened. Like, this is AMD. It was a monster level at 81. Just going to quickly go through because this is what I'm in. I just reversed it. The big level at 81. The second it started consolidating up there, I'm like, okay, it has to be a short. Consolidated for an hour at 80.90 to 81.20. That 30-cent range, so sat in there. It just reversed now. I've scalped a little bit out, but wow, like this, the rally that we've seen has been, I don't even, it's relentless. That's the word I want to look for. It's been absolutely relentless. Even the weak names have managed to turn around and show a lot of strength. So I'm not even convinced at this point that Apple's going to hold out and not make a secondary push, even if it has been lagging the last bit of this move.
Here we go, Tesla. Here we go, man, taking a move back upside. So I don't have much to talk about with Apple. We talked about that over and over and over again numerous times. Look how many fills I have on AMD. It's absolutely crazy today how many fills we do have on it. But, you know, who lasts laugh? Often lasts hardest? Some of that. Anyways, there's the bid of AMD breaking those levels right there. We still have this bid. We're in the money right now, $1 on AMD as we're long at 80.29 as that just keeps on going to the upside. We won't even be positive on AMD after all this because of all the hoopla that we encouraged and went through earlier on, but it's a nice move right there for AMD back up to the upside. Look, as far as Apple's concerned, it was the #1 name on the sticky note today to the long side. I mean, I don't need a crystal ball. Like, everything on here is long. We talked about this at 8 o'clock. Long. We weren't able to get into Apple. We had 146 long pegged down here. But if you're just going to look at this chart right now, Apple opened up. I mean, I wrote it when it was at 147. If I knew this day was going to be super like this, we would have just bought it right off the open. But you saw Tesla. This is not the open. That's 7 o'clock when I wrote the note there. The bottom was 748. So, I thought that if we came down just a small dollar into yesterday's close, then I liked it. But nah, man, it just kept on going. Unlike Tesla, that's right, we did not buy this dip right there back into VWAP. So that happened right at 9:30. Thank you, my guy, right there, Sharif, throwing down these peanut butter.
Those are good. Protein bite.
Bars, I was going to say, yeah, bar.
Well, it's more of a bar.
It's like almost like a brownie. Yeah. So shout out to him for that. I'll have that in a minute. But that was just that. So the only time to really get in would have been right off the open, right there at the pre-market high. But you know what? I don't know. It dipped back at 1140. That's when we took the Tesla trade. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait for it as it just keeps on going back up to the upside. I think we've missed it today, but that's okay. We've got two big longs. I think Apple, now that we're above 150, we can come in. And I don't think we're going to do it today. The NASDAQ's up 2%. Called this kind of a move yesterday. Let's wait to see where Apple goes the rest of the day. If anything, it's probably a long if we get back to 150, but I'd want to analyze it at that time rather than right now.
All right, just be aware, guys. Rivian popping up here on significant volume. Apparently, they've gone back on their earnings production forecast and are now saying 62,000 production possible this year. So that's just popping up. You can see huge volume behind that. I think it was 50 they came through with. I have to double check, but if you go back to their earnings, I think it was 50 they said. And everyone was expecting 62,500. So now they're saying, yeah, 62,000 may be possible here for Rivian. Just taking out the high of day there on that note. Speaking of the high of day, what a day for AI. C3 AI still hovering around that high of day, along with the rest of these as well. You can see BBAI, there's SOUN, there's GFAI, which is that Guard Force AI, BuzzFeed, even Microsoft benefiting from this better than expected report across the board. Even the forecast decent for AI.
So a couple things. First, wish I would have added to Rivian, but not much you can do here. I actually had a trailing stop on Rivian on that long. It's like the fourth long we had here, but now that it's going to take out 1750, I don't want this getting back beneath 17. That's obvious, and then it's going to get this out of the way. On the daily chart, 50 periods at 18.35. That's another $1 from here. I don't think we're getting there. However, in play should be 18 bucks. Like the last leg of that gap had a wick high to 18. I think we can get there. Going to keep a trailing stop on this one. For now, it's going to be at 17. If we cross 50s, I'll work with that. There might even be some dip buy opportunities in this. So, strong move in Rivian that obviously based on that can't know that they're going to make that revision. Like that's just, you happen to be in the law when they do something like that. You can't know what's going to happen. However, it has, and now we just got to roll with it. AI, C3 AI, that is. Yep, that's right. That's me in the pre-market. Too early, in too early. So didn't really want to hold it through a dump at essentially at 9 o'clock. Then when it opened up and gave that same range, was trading a couple of other things at that time, and then it was off to the races. I did say every single even dollar above 26 was I think worthy of a short opportunity, so I did take the short at 27. I reversed that one long and scalped it back, but then I shorted 28 and did not really reverse it. I accidentally reversed and got out. So this one continuing to go higher. I'll probably try a short at 29 if it gets there. I really just don't want to be chasing C3i as high as it is. It's got a 22% short interest, but it still needs to clear out on the daily chart, and I see some resistance up here that I think are going to be worth these pot shots, because one of them is going to give you $1 retracement, I would think.
All right, I just want to say big shout out. I mean, this is why I do the sticky note and stand up sticky note nation right now. Let's do the bang for you. Whoops, that's oh my God. Okay, that's good enough. Right here, Greg Moore. You bought 2 Rivian calls this AM off the sticky note, and you're up an amazing 400% in half a day. We'll take that right there. Thanks, Greg Moore, for your positive comments there about the sticky note. As we're getting pretty close to that 40,000 followers right now, so thank you, everybody, for that. Tesla, just right now, I mean, we're talking about AI. I didn't trade AI today. I think Meta is starting to rip upside again. Are we going to talk about Meta next? Okay, so we'll wait for that. I didn't even realize Meta got upgraded, or I would have added that to the list. That's stupid me today. But anyways, Tesla right now is right back to this level. I know Tesla, we're going to talk about that after, but yeah, same kind of rally spot here for Tesla, up 5% against Meta, same thing, up 6% and a bit for Meta. Meta's really going. But yeah, Tesla right back to that level. I just wanted to identify that for everybody. I'm holding this until the end of the day, so be it. NASDAQ has a chance to go 3% today, so I'm going to wait to see if that can go. I mean, right now, we talked about bouncing off of 12,000. You're at 12.3 right now. We take that out. That gets you that 3%. Once we hit that level, we'll see if we can continue to go higher for the rest of the day off a huge rally in the NASDAQ today, man. Unbelievable. Hard to call that. I mean, or else we'd be long everything. We're still long AMD and Tesla now, but good move to the upside. Let's go talk about Meta, Brendo.
Yeah, nice look for Meta today, as we saw on that sector board leading as far as the communication stocks were concerned. It was, I have to find the analyst again, but it's the former Cleveland Research that upgraded Meta today to buy from neutral, just reflecting cost-cutting measures that they put into effect as well. There was also that minor note about WhatsApp in Brazil. So Brazil's government has approved WhatsApp Pay, essentially. But as I said, a minor note. But nice look for Meta today.
Super strong move in Meta. Look, if you know it's going to be a 7% day, obviously you do things differently. But I like the dip buy in Meta. It's just not nearly enough. You kind of look at the last couple of sessions here. There was that 177 resistance. Nothing more crazy than just sort of saying, okay, well, previous resistance, if that turns into support, which it was already doing in the pre-market, that I like to dip buy. You essentially also had a failed breakdown at the 174 as well. And when you have failed breakdowns in the higher time frame, when it gives a breakout, it gives you more juice. So bought the dip, was scalping $1, then we got a couple, like 250 in there. And of course I looked for the short at 180, 150. At the time, it looked really good, which is usually the case at that time. However, whenever it's a big level, and I'll show you why let's show you why I like 180, 150 for this one to maybe reverse. You go all the way back when they had the earnings, the gap up, and then the first consolidation after the plunge, like it actually dipped at 173. It held 181.5. Like, okay, that should be a relatively significant area. It checked up there for a little bit. You saw it there was like one little tiny red candle on the 3-minute chart, but on the 15-minute, it's just another big monster green here. And that's the kind of thing, it's probably just as much of another breakout trading along at that price as trying a pot shot at the short. Now it feels like 185 has been rejected. I'm looking at this 182 because if I think 181.5 half was big before, then 182 in front of it on a dip buy makes a heck of a lot of sense. But I didn't short 185. Probably should have done so, but now I'm looking for the dip to carry to 182 because that looks like a fantastic entry if you're ever able to get it. Who knows? Maybe we're talking next week for that price, but that'll be what I'm looking for. You're now just basically off to the races on Meta. And the thing about the thing about finding longs up at tops, it's a really tricky thing to do. You know, it's like, why aren't you long here? It's yeah, because I'm already out of the long. I think that dip to 83 could have got you in. I would have thought 82s at that moment. But buying up at these tops when you're up 6% on a big cap name, you got to find the risk to reward, because it's not always the easiest thing. Like, whoa, where are you going to get out on your pullback? Like, were you actually wrong? And at the level I'm confident in that can hold up is that far away, like $3, $4 away, then I can't be necessarily buying 186s up here. Great day for Meta. TikTok. Further news can drop at any moment. Who knows? Maybe something comes over the weekend and someone knows something.
Yeah, look, I think it was just a simple. I mean, I didn't know about the upgrade. That's my bad. You know, lack of research by me. Should have known that and would have gone long probably immediately. But we are already long everything anyways today. I really love Meta. I mean, we bought this name even sub 100. We talked about loving this name when it was PE of 11, 12, 13. Now it's upside. I'm surprised you're not even getting activist in this name, but whatever, doesn't matter, doesn't need it. Meta, huge move, breaking that 180. Now, I did try to get long and missed it. So what I tried was right here, right at 1230. Now, just to talk about what the problem is, like, I had this protein bar from Sharif. It's really good. My wife makes them in little balls. Actually, I feel like it almost tastes exactly the same. I'm gonna have to ask him what's in there. But so because Meta's already off and it's just going to the upside, I don't really want to use a 1 minute chart. That's more for like trying to scalp and whatever. Because I was just waiting for a pullback to the 50 period, right? Look at this 50 period. Even yesterday it was pretty good holding the bottoms. So again, there it is right off the open. We saw the same trade in Apple, but the Apple was a 1 minute chart. It bounced off that 50 period. And again, like to be able to have seen this, yeah, I just don't know if I would have been able to. I don't look at it enough. But this is like I'm changing. I'm adding new things to the toolbox every single day, as everybody knows. So this is just one of those things now. When you miss a trade, and we talked about it with Tesla, right? Tesla came in and gave us that fill. This hasn't. So we're going to have to wait to see. But I did try to buy 183s right here. I remember the professor, I think he had this trade. He had a little bit earlier and was able to take advantage of it. But it didn't come in. It almost did, but it didn't. So, and at that time, the line was a little bit lower. Anyways, I missed that trade, but that was Meta. Huge move to the upside. I'd say you'd want to sell now, but hey, you know, it's pulling back. Like this might be, look at that, pullback right here to the 50 period. Probably worth buying right now. I mean, Meta off to the races. I mean, what else to say right here? I'm still watching Tesla. Now AMD too is at the high of the day for themselves, right back up to 81.40. So everything's working right now. Let's think about Meta, but I don't mind the short up here, especially if we break that 50 period to the downside for the first time.
With SI today, it was relatively weak to kick things off this morning, but just a grind back to the upside ever since. I mean, if you caught that little move lower, 62550, that was really all that's available to you. But check this out now, 10% for SI. What a day it's been, reversing that early weakness. Again, we were just talking about the fact that there was that report late in the day yesterday, if you remember, about the fact that the FDIC could place them in insolvency at the end of today, and then all accounts would be transferred over to Wells Fargo, WFC, for some strange reason. We'll see what happens, guys, but not much improvement, I guess, at this point for SI.
Well, it's back. Well, it's ridiculously far to the downside where the stock is. The short was fantastic this morning, but it's just climbed all the way back and almost to what I thought was going to be like this. If it squoze to the upside, I thought it was going to be about 665. And then that was what I was waiting for. I was actually offering at 650 all pre-market, most of the pre-market anyways. And then it kind of failed to break at 620. And then I went for that short. That went to 5. I had an accidental long. It's real. I got out of it. In hindsight, it looks fantastic, but it was kind of stupid. And then they just started giving it back, shorting on the way up. Memories of Sundial, probably a couple of years ago, off that $1 breakdown, then it came right back. But I still believe in that sort of 665. I'll let it get to that price. It's grinding higher. What you essentially have is just shorts covering. B, well, starting to cover, I would guess, because they're still under pressure. And then B, you just had a false break at 5 even. Went to 485. And when it's down from $15 in a couple sessions and does a false breakdown at 5, you can get a significant rally. Now, it looks really significant when you start talking about 30% off the bottom, but always remember why that's impressive. 30% off the bottom because when a stock has been destroyed, then the percentage moves. The worse it is to the downside, the more impressive the percentage moves will look to the upside, right? So that's why you like longs coming off of stocks that are getting depressed, because it's just an easier road for you to get those big percent returns. So that's a lot to do with it. I think 1665 is probably the next big level. If it breaks that, nothing till like 750 really.
All right, so we are going to have a losing name on the board from our sticky note. It is going to be SI, but like, if I just close my eyes and look back now, it would be in the money, but that's not how trading works, unfortunately. You know, once we broke that pre-market bottom right there, or yesterday's bottom, I guess, of 560, that was game over, and it just kept going to the downside. And then I remember, even when this was down here, I was like, yeah, maybe we should buy the 5s, but we didn't. And there it is, nice upside move for anybody that did manage to grab that trade there on SI. But I still, you know, what I wrote down here, and we talked about it here, that we're going to put the reasons, is that the short float's at 72%. So, you know, huge short percentage here on SI, and just continues to make moves. High of the day right now. Doesn't surprise me. It just, you know, we didn't want to hold it, and we probably should have. I mean, how far down is this thing going to go? I kind of say that rhetorically, but I don't think it's going to go to zero, man, to be honest with you, Neil. But
better chance than Coinbase.
But yes. Coinbase not going to zero. I just think that if you actually own it, you probably will eventually lose. You can't lose everything if it doesn't go to zero, but more than that. I actually think, like, as far as an investment's concerned, I'd rather own right here at this level, SI, than Coinbase, just because of that potential to go back. Like, SI, I think, can go up 20% on Monday. Just because, right? SI's up 10% today. What is Coinbase up today? Let's double check.
5?
Is it? Yeah, 2%, right? So again, there's the squeeze. Yeah, there's the squeeze stuff in this name, right? So I'm actually surprised Coinbase is up. I still think that the best trade out of all of these trades is what I said. You buy Bitcoin when it broke through 20,000. Here, one second. Let's go. It's now it's up to 22,000 right now, and you know, you just watch it from there. If it breaks back down below 20, then you can easily get out. So I would just wait to see what Bitcoin does here. That's a minute chart. If you look at a daily chart, it's been getting hit, obviously, on a lot of these worries. So there it comes right now, pulling back into 20, which is right there. So I would say I like this long better than any exchange right now, but pick your poison, man. I mean, I don't know enough about all of this. I saw Kevin O'Leary on The Daily Show last night getting roasted by Trevor. No, not Trevor. No, he's gone. By Hassan. What's his last name? Minaj.
Is that
Minaj? Hassan Minaj. Yeah, that's
Hassan.
it. He's on Netflix and everything. He was hosting The Daily Show yesterday. Yeah, he was talking all about FTX and everything. The guy's hilarious. I think he's really funny.
He's a funny dude.
He's a really funny dude.
Mess his name up.
Anyways, yeah, because I want to say Hassan, but it's Hassan.
It's not Hassan.
It's Hassan Minaj. I'm pretty sure
Hassan.
about that. Or it's not. Is it Nicki Minaj? Yeah, I'm right. So I like that dude. Anyways, good Netflix thing, and it was just all about FTX and everything. And I just think that the more we hear about it, there's still a lot of negativity around crypto. So I feel like it's tough to buy it right now, but any dip to 20, I think, might be worth the risk.
All right, let's wrap things up here with some EV talk. We heard about Tesla to kick things off. If you missed it this morning, better than expected. China sales from last month coming out overnight. Not sure why that's so exciting. But it was 13% month over month. It was 32% year over year to the upside for China sales in February for Tesla. That was catalyst. Still watching this one as well. 9.7% right now. Volume dying off very quickly here for Rivian. If you missed it, this just a few minutes ago. Anyways, Rivian telling staff, in fact, that 62,000 is the planned target for the year. Remember, they're producing 20,000 a week. Tesla is producing 20,000 a week in Shanghai right now.
Big producing. So I was just talking about how it's difficult. Sometimes it's tricky going long off the top. So, you know, an example of that would be the Tesla 200 trade, because you run into resistance. It's just tough. So VWAP buys. I had a breakout earlier. Kind of like a mixed result on the breakout. Then we had a dip buy that we got out of it right away. Then we just go in for the trend off VWAP. I carried to 198.5. Should have carried it through further. Tried shorting off the 200 level, just a scalp trade directly in front of 200. Then went for the breakout. And it's like one shot at the break. Okay, wasn't really that bad. 2 shots at the break. Doesn't go. Dip buy off it. Doesn't go. And really just ended up being the 200 short working. So, you know, you can think maybe it has room to go to 205. It's just always tricky when you're buying those tops. Now, the dip into 199 ended up being pretty good. Kind of wish I was looking at that one, but I was thinking, you know, if you're going to pull back from 200, you're going to get a little more significant move than that. It never came to 198. I am still in Rivian, just to quickly go over. Brendan already brought you the news. I thought maybe you get rubber band action back into 17. If that doesn't happen, I think this is a good trend to the upside. It just came down to a few things for Rivian. Double bottom, I hate that I wasn't here for that 15 because we were looking for that a couple of days ago, bouncing off 15 even. But when you get a big, huge capitulation down like this on a daily chart, on volume, and then it does at the open, it wicks down, touches 15 almost exactly, huge recovery, puts in the higher low right off previous support, then shows you next day just clear breaking the channel. I mean, okay, wick through the bottom, huge volume, higher low support, clean double top breakout, and then it just trends to the upside. You know, there was also re-entry at 1650, and then another break at 17 even, which had to do with the news. But that's trend trading and sort of an obvious level for a breakout here on Rivian. We'll see what happens, whether it carries through. There's room to 18. I would think that 18 is kind of a shortable level too. If we get there, I don't even think I paid for locates, but if we get close to 18, I'll probably pay for some shorts on Rivian.
All right, I was just looking. Vladimir Guerrero exits game with knee injury. No, I'm not lying. You can look that up right there. So I just want to say right now, 199 for Tesla. I've adjusted my stop. So, you know, like we talked about it before, unlike Apple, here's us getting in on the 1 minute, back down to VWAP right there for Tesla. It also happened there on the 3 minute as well. So we came in, gave us an opportunity to get long at 11 o'clock. We knew we wanted the long, so we ride this long all day, every day. We tried it all day, every day this week, it feels like. But now today, we get revenge, and like we said, dish best served cold right there. So nice move up for Tesla as we continue to go, man. I'm still looking for it to break out through the top of $200.50. Hopefully that can come into play. I don't know. We're just going to wait for it. If it comes in, great. If not, fine. I did want to talk about one more thing here before we go. So we did talk about it being on our sticky note early, but here we go. Friday's joke of the day. Very lame. Remember, we're fathers here. Why did the Tesla owner decide to sell his car? Because it was realized it was cheaper to buy Tesla stock. I mean, yeah, it's not great, but it's just like, you know, if you sold your car, you know, I mean, you take a little bit of money, you put that back in. They're producing 20,000 cars a week, yada, yada, yada. You can always buy another one. They're sitting on the lot. Anyways, I tagged Elon Musk. See, maybe he'll respond to me. But I have a couple replies here from other people. This guy here, da-dunk-dunk, that's it. So we'll wait to see 4 retweets. Let's wait to see if Elon can get it. But it's your joke of the day, brought to you by my lame self. So there you go. Over to you, Brendo.
Only dad jokes around here.
That was the last one, guys, but we can carry on here. There's a few other things moving around right now this afternoon. GATX was one of those. JBGS was another one as well. JBGS up on some Amazon news, but I mean, it's a little low float type of mover right now, but I think that was New York. There we go. This one, JBGS up on a collab with Amazon. It was down significantly anyways, but that was that pop that just happened.
Oh, man. All right, let's go. I was Justin here talking about getting to 1 million subscribers. I mean, we're trying to get there. Hopefully we can. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe.
Hola. Like and subscribe.
I have no idea where Katrine is, but what's up, Katrine? There she is right there. Ola.
She's in Hawaii.
Oh, she's at home sick
Well,
today.
she's definitely not in Hawaii then. Oh, okay.
Not in Hawaii. Okay, so let's just go and move on and start talking a little bit of stock here. Meta again up 7%, still going. Are there any names that you guys want us to look at? Olaf, Olaf Frozen. I mean, what a great movie that was. Elon is like 50 something. Yeah, Elon's old. Elon has 9 kids, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if we can get some dad jokes going on there, maybe he'd like it and appreciate those dad jokes. But shout out to you,
Scottie Pippen's
Mr. Elon. Does he?
Doesn't he?
Scottie Pippen doesn't have more than Elon Musk.
I think he does, man.
You know who has a lot?
I thought
J.R. Smith.
Well, yeah.
Is it J.R. Smith? Oh, no.
No, there's
there's also the guy in the NFL. The DB. I forget his name.
Cromartie? No, it's not
Is it
Cromartie.
Antonio Cromartie?
Is it Antonio Cromartie?
I feel like it's a Jets one too. Man, I forget the guy.
Didn't
Now
Cromartie
someone
play
will
for the
talk about it in the Sean Kemp.
I thought it was
Nick Cannon. Yeah, people are saying
it is Antonio Cromartie.
Yeah, okay.
It
When
is
you said that, I was like, yeah.
Because I remember he had the interview and he's like, and they're asking, he was trying to say the names of his kids.
Yeah, I think
that's
Nick
actually,
Cannon has 6 different baby mamas or something.
I hate joking about that.
Sean Kemp. No, it's not. It's not funny. But
Because they'll get triggered. Because it'll.
But
piss
it's not
me
a
off.
shot against. Like I don't know how they are as fathers. That's
Well,
not.
that's the thing. I don't
I'm
know,
just
man.
talking about. I know Elon Musk, the world's richest man. I think he actually has 9 kids. It's either 6 or 9. It's one of those.
You can afford it.
Yeah, 69. That has nothing to do with Elon Musk. I just think. Yeah, Tristan Thompson. Shout out to Brampton.
Now we're just going all over
right there on Chloe. Right there, the Kardashians. Okay.
Dr. Unk, we're not getting into Karl Malone.
Karl Malone. Well, he has a lot of kids too. I know John Stockton probably doesn't.
I'll tell you this right now. I had no
John
problem
Stockton
saying it.
dishing out the assists.
Like if you know about Karl Malone, you will hate Karl Malone.
Karl Malone.
I'll tell you
Karl Malone.
straight up.
He's one of the best players never to win a ring,
up.
though.
Straight up. That's all I'm saying. If you know the story, just look up stories about that dude and end of it.
First of all, are we going to get enough? Don't worry about Allen Iverson, man.
I love AI.
Come on, son. We love AI. We're not talking about anything
AI.
bad about AI. Wilt probably has about 14,000 kids, but
They don't call him
I
a
don't think
stiff
I don't think that's confirmed or anything like that. But I mean, if that book and all that is true, wow.
I
Okay.
think it's a half truth.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
just do some of these
Let's
things.
do
Get
some of these things, too.
AMD's still going up.
Yeah,
What's
the market's
Meta's
going
still
up 2%.
strong.
I was just going to say that I'm getting out of Tesla if we break 199 right there. So that's enough, right? We've bounced off 199 a couple times here. Just look at it at the 3-minute chart right here. I feel like that's where the 50 period is. Is that actually at 199.30? You know, we haven't violated this 50 period at all on Tesla, except for the time that we got in, right? Or not, that's right. That's the early, except for right there when we got in. So yeah. I like the trade there. If it violates it again, and by violating, I mean just breaking it lower, that's 199.30. We could save ourselves 40 cents and just get out when it breaks that, but I'm going to let it go a little bit lower and take out a key level of 199. That's it. That's the trade on Tesla. We're going to wait for that. When it hits, it hits. We already put it out. I put out the question at 11:30 or whatever. Is Tesla going to get to 200 and break it? It was kind of mixed on that. I should have put a poll out, but it's right here, right now. And no matter what you said, you're right.
Yeah.
Broke it to the upside, got to 250. Now it's breaking it back down and just kind of hovering around here. So congratulations to anybody that had this trade as well.
It
was a tough one. AI Allen Iverson.
Don't look.
Okay.
What do you think NVIDIA is right now?
238. But I don't know. I only know that because of where AMD is. What is it at?
Not quite, but I mean,
right there. Yeah.
we're here now.
Yeah.
And
I just remembered that level.
Oh my goodness. Like the reversal long off the resistance level on NVIDIA, just because it was tighter to where it was in the morning, was a much better, because like AMD 81 was a big level. It's only here now, but NVIDIA 235, like wow. So I said this week, if it got to 239, that was a short. I mean, really, like 38, 39 has been the level. Like 238 quarter, 239. It gets up there. It might be worth taking some pot shots at it, but damn, like it's on one. That's to be sure. Watch out for that. C3AI is pulling back a little bit here. I thought it would go to 29, and then there was this. We'll talk about some of the small caps here because I see this GNS. Hey, I got it right. This is actually Amex, and I pulled it up correctly. This is starting to get a bit of a. It had a fail at $4. Let's just get that out of the way. Daily chart wants to be slow, but it just did the over/under at VWAP.
I killed that.
So if it starts holding this, you could have like a second leg to the upside. However, if you just go right back beneath VWAP and take out 340, this could be on an actual pullback here. So it's on the radar just a little bit for me. But wow, if NVIDIA goes another buck, I am looking for that short trade. AMD just did a first pullback. Oh, great.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I got to find an out for AMD.
I bought an Amex stock, and then I hit enter before even getting the market code up there. So I took another leg out in front of 40s.
81.
So I got half out of this on this reversal here at 81.20, and it just feels like it's so much slower compared to NVIDIA. It's like why long this? Like NVIDIA is just straight to the upside, and this just feels like it wants to slow down a little bit here. So I'm kind of thinking AMD, only give it to 81, and maybe we're just actually thinking about a failed break of 81 and thinking about the short here.
It's almost reaction video time. So I want to thank Fahad for putting this together. What Neil, myself, and Brendan are actually going to do is we're going to play. How long have we been doing this for? Like 3 years, 2.5? Oh, by the way, was that right about Vladdy? What is it saying?
It's right knee discomfort.
Oh, discomfort. Okay.
Yeah, but that's not good.
That's definitely not good. So what we're going to do, Brendo, do you want to tee this up? We're going to look at a video. Do you have any more details than I do besides none?
No, go ahead. I mean, you were right on track.
I think you're right.
Okay, I was just going to say that I think we've been going live for about 2.5, 3 years here on YouTube, and the plan of action is that we're all going to watch it together. Yep. We don't know, but apparently Brendan has a couple sneak peeks.
Oh, so. Because Brendan cheats.
Yeah, he doesn't know the whole thing.
It's literally
in front of his face.
So just don't look at it.
So I'm not going to call this
like this.
I'm not going to. Nice profile. Right there. Okay, so so we're gonna watch this video, and it's not Brendan's fault, but I don't think he knows the whole video. He just knows some pieces of it. So, all right, how do you want to do this, Prad? Do we just want to play? Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, we're all in that 3-pip. Okay, here comes the reaction.
I was just double checking, guys. It was May of 2020. So
May of 2020, we went live.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are just under 3 years right now. Okay.
It looks about.
All right, there we go.
Oh,
so that's a full floor. That floor looks the same. The traders. Here we go.
Who's here?
Sean. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, look a little bit younger. Okay, we all look pretty much the same. Wow,
I
didn't have any facial hair there.
The action. Well, the lighting is horrible.
Wow. How much is the comment on this? Okay, there it is. Boom. See, these are the graphics we need. Ball in.
How are the graphics better than that movie we're in? Oh,
there you go. What? This is good, no? There we go. What's up, Laura?
Hey, that's the virtual.
Notice at the desk how I'm so much shorter.
Man, yo, Fahad, man, you got to slow this down next time, bro.
That's too quick.
Okay, Brendan's movers and shakers.
I remember that. Yeah, that was sick. We should do that again. I like that.
That was a promo, wasn't it? Like, this was an actual promo of the show.
Oh my God! How long is this?
Oh no! Wow!
Another edition, guys.
Look at Brendo.
What the hell is that desk?
I think he looks nice.
Yo, that desk is ridiculous.
Vast world of
wow, I actually like
that desk is horror awful.
I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to hate on that desk.
Knowledgeable one today. I do a little bit of rebate
What
trading.
am I talking? Why am I showing a level 2 of Siri
very often?
Oh, you know what?
That's Siri for sure.
Highlighted there in black. Is that just a choice, or
does Brendan look way younger or skinnier there, or what?
Lighting
first in that one, so you can jump the front of the line there. You're going to pay for that.
At least I've changed my layout.
Nice hands by me.
No one's actually catching.
Maybe I should go back to a lighter facial hair there.
Lower than expected.
What do you guys think?
The last one.
What year is this? This is probably about 2 years ago for anybody asking. Like here, look at what I'm. Tesla's like the same price there. Look, I'm short Tesla. 225, 41. I know.
We are falling off the fence.
Oh yeah, I aged a lot. All right, there we go. Look where the ES is right there. What is that?
Yeah, that's 19.
This name to the downside.
Z19 was the
in a couple of stocks here.
Shorting GoPro. Something's never changed.
Neil, I feel like we looked a
How
lot
did I
better.
have no gray hair? I had no gray hair when we started this. BS. I'm not. I really didn't actually.
The lighting's awful.
On NVIDIA. Look at this push,
Wow.
baby, push.
What's NVIDIA's price? 170. This is all pre-split.
Yeah, it's before. That's the thing.
The floor. Oh my God, this is actually. Shout out to
Now
Fahad.
it's
This
just
is
going
actually a
straight
pretty good job.
Okay, just
Oh, now it's over again.
Take
Okay.
it off.
Wow. Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Let's cut that
Kill
off.
it.
There it is. Ooh, yeah, nice spot right there, Neil.
Wow.
All right, what'd you guys think, man?
We've come a long way.
Yeah, that was
We've come a
gangster.
long
That's
way.
all I'm saying.
That was gangster. Yeah, I think I like that though. That was a good idea that we did that. Thanks a
was
lot.
cool, man.
All right, so Brennan, initially your thoughts. I mean, bad lighting.
Horrible lighting. The desk is definitely an upgrade. Can we show that quickly, Prad? Just to compare. This is now, and then the virtual desk you saw was a whole nother story. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about going back. It's fine. Yeah. So this was definitely an upgrade. Let's put it that way.
That desk is wow. I can't even believe we thought that was a good idea.
I think that
we
was
actually
version
we
one,
looked
too.
at that and we're like, this is cool. This is great. We should.
I actually like it.
You do? Seriously?
Yeah, I'm not trying to hate on that desk. I like it.
come
But I
on,
like
man.
Randy's desk now that he's built up there. That was fun though, man.
You
Next time,
trolling me? You don't. Come on. Man.
I actually liked it.
It looks
I
like
like
a
it.
really bad like sci-fi set, like out of some
Yes.
like
Yeah, but that's kind of why I
1972
like it.
science
Just how
fiction
gangster it is.
movie. Yeah.
Anyways, lots of fun. Still the same floor behind us, different people, but lots of fun. Thanks to Prad, thanks to Fahad for putting that together. Thanks for Liz and everybody that helped us with that video and getting it out on Insta and so on and so forth. Follow us. I'll put that as my reel as well as we go later on. So that was a lot of fun, man. But It's funny because I thought we were going to show us during COVID where you were sitting here
That
by
was
yourself and I was sitting over
the
there, kind of down on the ground over there, which was a lot of fun. And even Brendan at one point wasn't at the desk.
It wasn't that much fun because what'll happen is like
it's just
you turn, you want to like ask a question, talk, and you're yelling halfway across the floor.
Yeah, and he took out Valeria. So, yeah, that's okay. Thanks, Comp SRX1. Yeah, I think I did look a lot better back then, but I mean, same weight, same everything, just less hair. And, I just noticed that maybe my beard is a little thicker now, and I may have to shave that down.
Yeah, my beard was, out of control back then. Like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm a little depressed over how much gray came in.
And
I had no gray.
There we go. There. See, that's the picture I told you that Marissa was blowing up.
What?
And Marissa had that picture on her phone, my wife, and she's like, yeah, so January 31st, 2020, that was Prad. So that was him there being interviewed, and the desk was green because it's green screened, right? We didn't have, although you guys are making fun.
What's up with that hair, Prad?
I like that hair. That's great hair.
You have no explanation for that hair, do you? There's nothing. There's nothing. He's got nothing.
I feel like we should have got baby Prad right there, and that was 3 years ago.
Love you, bro.
Wait a minute, January 2020?
January 31st, 2020.
So 3 years ago.
Wow.
Okay, so we were doing the show then 3 years ago. I thought we just said it was 2. Okay, anyways, we'll figure that all out. But it was May 2020 they said we started doing the show.
That was 2019. The video was 2019.
Oh, 2019.
2019.
2019. Okay, thanks, Brad, for that one.
We started in 2019.
I would have liked to see that video had some more Prad. Like, we should have had some Prad and Valeria in there.
Yeah, like everybody should have been in that.
That's okay.
I mean,
that's
cool.
okay.
We can always do another one. We can always do another one. Because there's so much tape.
We will. We'll do a lot more, man. We've only been doing 8 hours a day now for 4 years. So yeah, good, or 3.5 years, I guess, if we're 2019.
Hold on a second. I gotta address this. P Trader, trading is stressful. That's why you get gray hair. But I've been trading for almost 20 years. But apparently, well, most of the gray didn't start coming in until I had my daughter and I sleep less. But I'm just surprised by how much has clearly come in the last, I feel like, year and a half. Like, it's getting intense. But I am over, a certain couple of digits, and I suppose that's when it starts happening. Well, I'm over 40 now. You guys already know that. But yeah, we should have had a little more Miss V in there. Back to the markets, because this kind of turnaround, which I think, well, we're at 2% on the NASDAQ, almost exactly, and turning around. And AMD is struggling to hold this 8120 level. If it breaks down, I still think this might be a little bit weaker relative to NVIDIA, which is still doing this. Like, look at the difference in move between NVIDIA and AMD to the upside. Like, you've got to be kidding me. So I just feel like if there's going to be a reversal, it's probably AMD looking like it can pull back into VWAP if something's going to do it. C3AI, I'm tracking. I thought we'd get like 29s. Never happened. It's now barcoding, so maybe not much of a trade there in C3AI yet. And the dip buy came in Rivian. That's the only thing that happened during all of that. Was the dip came into 17 on Rivian. I like it back to not just VWAP, but 1680 was a pretty big level anyway. So I grabbed some 17s. Let's see if it can hold VWAP.
A lot of talk about bring back the smoke. I guess there was some sort of an animation where smoke was going off there.
We did have one.
What was that?
We had an up. We literally had an up in smoke animation.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to read the comments there.
I just don't remember
to see what was going on.
We probably still have it somewhere, actually.
Yeah. Mood. People saying mood lighting back then.
Bad lighting.
I think we looked better with that lighting, to be honest with you. But I guess just because we're younger, we were younger.
That probably had something to do with
the
it.
Puff Puff Pass one. Oh,
we had a Puff Puff Pass graphic?
No, remember we had that little dude smoking? We had that little...
oh, yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Oh, yeah, it was like... Yeah,
and the smoke bomb.
And it had the music to it, right? Like it had that beat to it. I remember that.
Yeah.
You guys have a great...
Yeah. We'll figure it all out.
I know exactly what you guys are talking about. It was the leaf. It was the...
I had Weed Batman.
No, but there was the actual leaf smoking, and then the smoke would go up.
Yeah.
Maybe
we lost the guy that was doing that for us, and hopefully we'll be able to get a replacement and get that going very, very soon. Okay, just real quickly, as why not, man? We're sitting here trying to find some trades for you, so let's try to find some more trades for you. So AMD still hovering around the top. As we were doing that, to be honest with you, nothing really happened. The market just danced around here, and now not doing a whole heck of a lot, so we're going to have to wait to see if a trade does come in. NVIDIA's only up that 2%. Remember when I talked about earlier today, Win broke out, was just ripping, took out that high here of 115, 114 today. Look at Win all day, man. It's just straight upside, like unable to get into this name again, all upside here today as Win just continues to work. I've really I only like this because I read an article about their market cap was only $8 billion and their property alone in Vegas was valued by somebody, I don't remember who it was, at $8 billion alone. So I was like, what? Macau's being completely discounted. It was during COVID and everything like that. So, you know, I'm personally long win $50, $60, $70 area on that one. It's just, I haven't sold anything. So it's a nice move to the upside now that we get 116, 117, but at the same time. All right, so just so you know, Tesla, it just bounced off 199. It was very, very close to us getting out, but we are now below the 50 period on the 1 minute. We're bouncing off the 200, and we are right now in danger of going back through this 50 period for the first time since we got long, which was right there at 195. Excuse me, we got long there and held it this whole way. Right there, we just broke a little bit, but not through 199. So let's keep on holding on to Tesla and see if that does happen. Before I throw it back to you, the one trade that we had earlier, and I want to thank everyone in the chat for this, Palantir, we had this at the very open, again, just against $8. My stop was going to be down here, $7.95. That never came into play. Palantir definitely hit to the upside. Still one of my top stocks today is PLTR, right now bouncing off VWAP, which has got me interested.
So Anu View in the chat, do you think NVIDIA will finally break 238? Well, given that I want to go short up there, I'm kind of hoping it doesn't. I was just on C3AI, but I can go to NVIDIA while I talk about it. Look, it might do it. And I actually say this often, and maybe I should be listening to myself here. You typically don't want to short linear movers. So, and when I mean like linear, like if you see it going up and it's like just going in basically a straight line to the upside, like there's no gigantic pullbacks. This line might stay there forever, and I don't want it. And there's no blowout type of event. And this is what I mean on the daily chart, 238, 239. It's a monster level, but there's no real blowout. Look, what I'm looking for is okay, sideways, straight up, and then one big move breaking that 38, failing to get through 39, and then a retracement play. Like that's what I would be looking for. But it is just a straight shot in, and it's remarkable how that move is happening. Someone had just asked about go over Rivian. So I bought the dip. I thought I'd said it. If I didn't, I apologize. I thought we did when we came back from that I was buying dips into 17, see how VWAP can hold up. I actually scalped some out there, realizing the better fills are actually under 17. So looking at how this behaved at 17 even, and even getting to 17 even, you know, it got 85 to 17 with a long consolidation, so the money fills are probably between like 85 and 17 here. So if it does pull back in, I want to take some out, get a few more in there, and if it holds VWAP, we'll see if it can get through the high of the day. It did turn around once it was at 10% to the upside, so definitely want to respect that. Looking for something new here because AMD, NVIDIA, definitely want to be on some Rivian. C3AI, if it hadn't slowed down so much, I mean, the bounce at 28 actually was pretty good there. So there might be a play, like a scalp play off 28. Because that breakout, I should have just held on to it, but quite frankly, it was an accidental long. And I never hold on to accidental longs. I had two accidental longs today. One, 28 break on AI, and I crap you not, the other one was long Silvergate at $5. But I meant to trail out of the stock, accidentally punched into a long, and got out of it pretty much instantly. And now C3I is going. I think 29's resistance. I will look for a short up there, but I don't think we're going to get that 28 long anymore. That's for sure.
Okay, I have temporarily a trade idea right now that I think we want to put on. We hit Alibaba real good the other day on a late day break like this. I mean, Alibaba right now trying to go positive, right? It's right here at the 50 period of 89.50. I feel like we could take this long, but I mean, VWAP on the 3 minute, like if we're going to take a little bit of a longer time frame on this, I think this is fine to do this. I just, we're topping out here. It's really just a call on the market. Like, Alibaba, if the market continues to go, I think we're at some good spots. We haven't taken out this 50 period the whole way. It's just ripped up about $1 in a straight line here. And now finally starting to get a little bit of a top here. Oh, man. Yeah, do we want the long or the short here? I mean, that's really what I'm trying to figure out here with Alibaba. What do you guys think? I like this play. It's just Alibaba's gotten killed, obviously, on the daily chart, on a 20-minute chart. I mean, yeah, you're in the middle, so let's forget about that. I mean, I don't think we're going to get to, well, I mean, we will have to get to 90 if we get there. Let's not overthink this. Okay, so that's 89.50. The thing is, I don't want to just go long for 10 cents. Like, that's ridiculous. So I got to have a better out. So, yeah, okay, let's try it. Let's just go long now. I'm more looking, that's 89.34. I think the 50 period on the 3-minute is maybe a little bit better to look at, but let's just try to go long a little bit now. And if any problems come through for Alibaba, I'm thinking like in here, we'll try to get out. It's topped out right there at 89.30. I like this trade. Let's go long Alibaba now into the close and see if we get a nice little rally to end the day here.
So just to answer your question here, Shinobi AO asking, is the Fed speaker going to move the market? I mean, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We'll double check from Brennan. I thought it was
3?
coming up at
Makes
3.
sense if it's 3.
Okay, so we'll double check from Brennan exactly what time they're speaking. But sometimes they move the market, sometimes they don't. That's the best way to answer that question. Like, you don't know what they're going to say, right? So you just absolutely don't know what they're going to say. So it is at 3 o'clock in 5 minutes. At least we were right about that. But I can't tell you whether it's a market mover or not. Sometimes it's a complete nothing burger. So we got Bowman.
Whoever the heck Bowman is.
Yeah, Bowman's going to be talking. Who knows? I wanted to talk about this Kala here. And, okay, I'm going to try not to chuckle because I'm from Brampton, so it means something in the language which is prominent there. So I'm not going to I'm not going to get into it. But I really struggle with saying that word because it's, when I was in high school, I used to hear it a lot. Anyways, this is a very thinly traded stock. And it has 3.6 million on volume, and it's a $15 stock, but the spread goes from like 10 cents to 40 cents to all over the place. So when you have a consolidation like this, and you're long on a 14 break, and you're pretty sure there's liquidity in the 13.75 to 50 range, like that's fine. When it drifts up here, trying to structure a trade up here where really one person taking a fill can, if like just now when it took out like 15.65, like the next significant bid was at 44 and supports all the way down at like maybe even like a 30, and there's no shares down there. So it's very difficult to structure a trade until you see some kind of consolidation. So if it dips, holds, gives you this kind of action, that's where I would look for a trade as a day trader. Really, it's already gone pretty far. If you look at the move, just kind of like breaking out yesterday and only going about a couple of bucks here, it's gone 3x that already, so it feels a bit overextended. But I wouldn't put anything past it. I just don't want to trade it up here without some kind of real consolidation. And AMD could be on this pullback right now, so I'm giving it right back to 81. But I'm thinking about, if it does not hold 81, this could be a reversal and start looking for shorts beneath that 81 level. I mean, AMD just feels like a little bit of a laggard here. Even though I'm long it just feels like it's not really going the way it should be.
Yeah, I'm long AMD, and I already have an out breaking through 81. So if it goes back down, we'll hit a new position alert right now. We're still long Alibaba. We talked about that at 57. We'll put that one to sleep. We'll see if it breaks this 30 level. I don't even have the stop order yet. Let's let it go. But right now, here we go. We are into Microsoft now. So let's see if Microsoft wants to work. I mean, it just pulled down. Don't really know why. But look where we pulled down right into again here. It's the 50 period, the 200 period on a minute chart. We're now long at 75. I mean, if this can get back to 90 or so, we'll take a piece out. That's where we got our first piece, was 85 there. Next level, 55. And if we can make it back, target on this play, because I don't know why this thing just dropped. I mean, the market's dropping a little bit, but not much. Target, if we can get it back to this, that's the 50 period again. Where's VWAP? Oh yeah, it blew up, so it's all the way out over here. VWAP is just where we took it, actually. No, that's not VWAP, that's the 50 period. VWAP's all the way down here. So we have a long way to go, but let's see if Microsoft can retrace just a little bit back up to this upside right now. And if it does, great. I don't know why it dropped there. I'm not super convinced that Microsoft is the best long. I probably would prefer Apple, but let's go over and look at Apple. Did Apple make the same drop? No, it didn't. So again, look at this name. Went to 150.60, bounced up a little bit again. It was just more of a dramatic move, right? Microsoft dropped all the way down here. Well, not all the way, but that's the 200 period on the 1 minute, and that's exactly what Softy just did. So let's wait to see if that is a bounce or not. We're going to get out if it breaks 50. I mean, pretty easy trade there for us, scheduled out well. And, this is well worth the risk for us, or for me anyways. 254.75. It just fell right back in, right into these levels again. There's that bottom wick. I mean, why it took this out, I don't know. Let's just see if it can hold right now, these bottoms. Microsoft, hey, we're in the money 10 cents. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. We're going to take something out at 90 if we can on that. So that's what we're doing right now. Teslas, we're just double longs. Here we go. Let's go. I mean, 90 is not that much different than 87 right there, my guy. Let's put an 87 out out there, get that out, and then we'll go to 95 instead, just in case. But all right, just went up in the money about a dime. We'll see if we can take that one more time. But for right now, Microsoft struggling. The market has rebounded, and Microsoft still hovering down here. News or not, it is coming back down, so a little bit nervous about holding this one. Maybe we picked the wrong name here, but let's see. It pulled back, that's why we're in it. Let's give it a little bit of room down to 50 to see if it can work.
You think you picked the wrong name. I just went short NVIDIA, so we'll see about that. But it's at, look, it just hit that 38 level, and I don't think this is one of those, this is not going to be a, oh, it broke 38, you've got to get out of it. No, like this is too big of a level to take. If you're not taking the trade to the short side, if you're just willing to give it up when it breaks a round number, like how is it going to carry? The last time it got up here, you can see it was kind of doing the similar thing. Strong move into it. It got to 238.10-ish or so, and then turned around the day before that. It got to 238.80. As a matter of fact, was the actual high. So this is one I have to give a little bit of breath to it and be nimble where we want to add to it. Like if it does a pretty big pullback, like failing this break, it can be worth a spot to add. But this is either pulling back into like 36 half. I mean, 37 makes some sense too. But yeah, the last time it reversed off this level was a pretty large move. So we're taking the shot this time on NVIDIA and going to Brendan for happening now.
Into the final hour we go, guys. Still a really nice green board. Almost 2% here for the NASDAQ, both composite and the 100 leading the way on a Friday afternoon. Good to see. 1.99, 1.95 for both. 1.5 here for the Russell. All three, 1, 2, 3,000 in positive territory. Same story for the Dow and the S&P 500 up 1.54. If you're with us early on this morning, still among the most active today. SI, Tesla, and Apple, all discussed in depth in the pre-market. We got you set with everything you needed to know. Yeah, more reports coming through today. FDIC may step into SI after the close tonight. There it is, still kind of chopping around within these pre-market ranges from this morning and where we ended the day yesterday. Ugly way to end the week for Silvergate, guys.
Ugly. Yeah, I mean, like it's rallying now, though. It's got that short interest on it, so you know it can. I just wanted, there was a question in the chat asking to explain a red to green trade. So I'm going to assume what you mean is a simple, when did NVIDIA do that? So NVIDIA did it at 233, let's just say. So NVIDIA closed at $233. It was red, like you see the double bottom at 31. The red to green trade actually happened several times and was meaningless, but it went from down on the session and then pivoted through the previous close and then went green. So a lot of times, like when you look at stock prices, everything's anchored to the previous close. So it'll be a little bit deceiving sometimes when you get a big gap. That's why on Coinbase, when I was like, oh, Coinbase up 5%, it's because in my head, I remember Coinbase was trading at 61 at the open and then made the move up. And actually, when I got out of it, was at like $64. But it actually had gapped down and it closed at 64. So it really isn't up all that much, but if you look at it from the open, it is up pretty significantly. So red to green, just essentially previous day's close. It's under it, and then it breaks back through, and then it goes green on the day. So it's now positive on the session. Hope that makes sense, and I hope that's what you're talking about. The only other way is, like, let's say you're down on the stock, like I am on NVIDIA today, and all of a sudden it tanks enough that all of a sudden I'm green on the stock. That's not what you're getting at, but that's another way I guess a trader could talk about it.
Okay, yeah, we're still rocking with the chip name AMD to the upside. So we're still going to hold that, still $1 in the money. We are 4 longs right now: Tesla, Microsoft, BABA, and AMD. So, and I think they all have their own individual. Not I think they all do have sort of their own individual catalysts here. So it's nice to see Tesla still working. We are very, very close to getting out of that one. Of course, we talked about where that is, 199.50. I thought it was. No, a break back down below 199. But maybe now the fact is, yeah, you know what? I mean, that's at 199. Yeah, maybe let's not give up too much more here on Tesla. We were going to do a 199 break. I'll probably feel horrible if I get out and then it winds up working. But at the same time, 199, yeah. Let's still keep 199. Let's keep 199. I mean, it's a nice trade. We'll hold it. And then Alibaba, honestly, like, I know some of these Chinese ADRs tend to not move, in the after hours here, but yeah, I mean, it's power hour, so let's power this thing up. Maybe we can start to, let's wake it up. There you go, wake up. What? Okay, I just hit that and Alibaba just filled me, and I got out a little bit right there as we just hit the top. Okay, Alibaba, that was good. Let me see if I hit it again. Come on, Alibaba. All right, went up 1 penny if I hit it. All right, so there we go. Now 2 pennies. Okay, Alibaba, I see you right now. Breaking, so there it is. We get one piece out right there at 64 or 63, and it's not a great trade. We're only long at 57. I mean, but it's going to have to work for us, right? Let's see if this one can continue to go back up to the upside right now. It's Alibaba's world, and we're all living in it, apparently. There goes Jack Ma. They found him, so it's all good. All right, here comes Microsoft right now. We already got a piece out right there at 55. It's coming back in right now. So let's try that one more time here. We just went to 92 again. We're long at 70, man. So, I mean, this Microsoft trade is let's just call it like it is right there. Another winner for us here on Microsoft. We bought that dip right there. Boom, right back in. So there it is. Good trade on that one. That was a small average because we were like, what? Comes in, hits that 200 period, and there it is, 20 cents in the money. I mean, all we're trying to do right now is stack, right? And that's kind of what we're doing. So let's just continue to do that. Next target, I mean, we got 95s there. That's 10s. Let's put something in the middle. Let's go to 255.04, something like that, and see if we can't get something on a break of 255. So market's still up 2%. I said there was a chance to go up 3. We'll see if that can remain the same. But there's NASDAQ right now blasting up. It bounced off the 50 period. I like. Still going. Now, there we go. Let's go Microsoft. Hey, man, it's just 30 cents in the money right now. So let's take another piece out. Oh, we got a piece out right there. My bad. I'm not going to take another one. Here we go. Breakthrough 255. Uh-oh, we did it again and again and again. This is why we love this place, man. Lots of opportunities every single day. When that casino opens up, man, we kick in that door, we sit down, and we hopefully putting on a good show. So there it is, Microsoft. The wins are abundant here today. I hope you guys are having a good time. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. And if we get 1,500 likes, I don't know if you have a cover ready to go.
I got some.
He's got some. Okay. I haven't even looked at any of the...
I got some.
How many do we have? We have 1K. No, it's 2K, I think, is the new request.
What is the...
We're only at 1 right now.
What did the poll say? He put a poll up.
Yeah, the poll only has 1,000 votes, I feel like. But, yeah, I mean, the poll is 1.5K. Yeah, but if we're using that number, that's low-hanging fruit. But, yeah, I guess so, whatever. It's up to Neil. This is his thing.
Well, the poll says 1.5, so I'm not going to go back on that.
No, we changed it.
It used to be 1.5. No, it's fine. Whatever. 1.5, we get there. I got something for you guys.
It's all good.
But just a couple of things, because sometimes you're long AMD and short
Alibaba.
NVIDIA. And as that happens, I just covered some AMD, but I'm not adding to NVIDIA just yet because that big level is up at 239. I think if it comes back down, it's insane how kind of linear this one is going to the upside. But it is all about the daily chart here. It just has to clear. If it doesn't clear that, then as far as I'm concerned, this is the one I want to look for that pullback. AMD still kind of holding strong, but it is refusing to break out on its own. It has huge room. This could be, if it doesn't go through 82 today, just keep in mind what that daily chart looks like on AMD. If it goes through 82 next week, this has another 10% to resistance. Okay, like 9%, but that's basically a distinction without a difference. I just keep taking shares out at the high of the day. If it breaks 81.50, I'm holding for 82, but that is also a large level on the daily chart. Rivian's not doing much. Tesla is back at 200, but it's really slowed down. Like, look at Tesla's not even, on the 15-minute, you can't even tell it's moving. Tesla is it's not going up with the market right now. There may be a fade here in Tesla at this 200 level. I just want to see what happens if it gets above this price again. Can we actually short, get the fills above 200, and then play the fade? Because it seems like it's stalling out a bit.
All right, good idea. I don't know. I'm not sure what you guys are having for dinner tonight, but what you can have is a chicken dinner winner right there. So there it is right now. Go ahead. If you took Alibaba, you could buy yourself a couple wings here tonight. Go to your local wing stop. Treat yourself tonight and say thank you to Jack Ma and Alibaba. And, give me a like on Twitter for it too if you want. There it is right there. 55's long, out 70, 75, sorry. We still have this. Let's see if it wants to continue its move to the upside. And hey, if you want, if you're like, you know what? One stop at Wingstop might be enough. Well, then there it is again. Have another chicken dinner winner, this time on Microsoft, as there it is again for you. We've given you two plays here this afternoon. Man, it's Alibaba, ding, right there, 25 cents in the money, and then Microsoft, 50 cents right now and starting to go back up to the up. So sorry, 40 cents, 50 cents now off of that level right there. So there it is again, Microsoft, Alibaba. Our net right now is just starting to get upside right there. So big shout out to you, Matt Carnes. Big shout out to you, Bears versus Bulls, and everybody that's out there, man. There it is. Yeah, wings sound so good. You're right, Chill Vibes. Well, hey, it's chicken dinner winners, man. Courtesy of yours truly. So hopefully you got a couple winners on board right there. If you took the trade, great. If you didn't, that's fine. I mean, it's just that fell right into our lap, man. And there it is, Microsoft. Nice move to the upside. And then Alibaba, whatever, man. I mean, this trade, I actually was waiting for it to drop a little bit more so we could have maybe bought, like you said, a wings. You know, that's where you get like that party pack. You know, if it would have loaded it up a little bit down here to 89.50, we did have another bid there, but here it comes dropping back down. You don't want to hold everything forever, so you know, you got to take some profits. But Softy, I mean, that's starting to get extended a little bit as well. We talked about 20. We'll see if we can get an 11 there. There it is. We got an 11, but we're only thinking about this going back up to the 50 period, and that's exactly what it did. Chicken dinner winner right there.
What's crazy is like you're saying it. I actually smell chicken right now.
Yeah, because those guys probably took the trades.
No, that's,
you know,
I legitimate actually smell chicken.
No, so do I. I smell chicken too.
No, seriously, someone.
Yeah, I know. Congratulations, guys.
Someone's definitely got it.
Chicken dinner winners.
Definitely Tesla. It looks like it is weaker than the overall market. So that 200, I'm going to go ahead. I wanted the money fills above 200, but I'm going to go for it underneath that $200 level. Definitely a big move to the upside. I see everyone asking. A lot of times we get questions about nat gas. We don't trade nat gas. I was talking to a trainee or some traders and one trainee this morning. If you're going to trade commodities, if you're going to trade energy, then that's what you do. You got to have your focus in the right spot because it's just sort of a different beast there, guys. Someone asking, Arturo Grasso asking about pins. Sean asked me about pins, and I was like, I haven't looked at pins in a long time. Quite frankly, I didn't look at it since earnings. Nvidia's starting to come back down there. I just tried to add some on that little curl. Didn't get any shares. I don't have bids out on Nvidia just yet. I feel like if it's making a retracement, it's not making a small one. And that's the way I'm looking at it at these levels. So it needs to get beneath 228, get down closer to 227. 237, I should say. As a matter of fact, if it gets to 237, am I taking something? Yes. So I will get something out on that bid in front of 37s. But I'm looking to add up here tighter to 239. I'm expecting if this pulls back, it's got to be worth it taking short on a stock this strong. Brendo?
Eli Lilly here, guys. There was some positive data that came through on one of their drugs and a broadened indication from the FDA. So Eli Lilly did pop up there a little bit, but right back down at this point. Looks like a heart medication getting a positive note from the FDA.
Okay.
I love Lilly.
Tick down? I own Eli Lilly. I don't want to see any tick downs.
Oh, they're down?
I don't know. I thought that's what he said, but he's positive. Well, we'll look at that. I might have misheard it. Okay, so. All right, the market just dumped down a little bit here. We're up 2%. We're heading into, well, we are in power hour right now. It's 3 o'clock. So I just took another piece out on Alibaba. I feel like pretty lucky to get that fill. We're still red on that name. If the market does take, I just got a piece out right now. Again, just because I thought, hey, if this market does turn around, then yeah, Eli Lilly, see? Alibaba is not the name to be in, especially long if the market turns. So let's just try to get a piece out right there on the NASDAQ moved down. We'll take out a piece of Alibaba. And then with that being said, we also did take a piece out of Microsoft on that same move down. I mean, it's only 15 cents. And there's the move right back up. So like Microsoft flashed down again right there. So yeah, a little nervous about some of these longs, but it's all good. We have very, very small piece left. We have 20% left of Microsoft now. Little bit less than 20% actually. Alibaba, we still have 30% left on Alibaba. I actually had an order at 85 to see if that could fill. Other than that, and then AMD, we're still rolling with that same 10%. This is a small trade back up to the upside, but we'll wait to see here where we go today with what's left in this market. I don't know, man. You're bouncing off this 12,300 now. I'm nervous that we take this 50 period, but I don't really want to get into any shorts either. Maybe Tesla off 200 as that's falling back down 50 more cents and we're out of that one.
Guess what just broke the high of the day and is almost up 10%?
Meta.
AMC.
Ooh.
AMC. AMC's doing, this is very similar. It's not as similar as, it's not the Rivian chart, but it's not that far removed from what happened in Rivian. It's just not a bigger low. But that $6 level was big support, got taken out yesterday. Didn't even realize it got taken out. I didn't look at this chart till just now. Holds a higher low, and now off to the races. But breaking out was really probably off of $6.30. $7, I actually was looking for a $7 short the other day on AMC. So I'm probably going to go look for low case, to be honest with you guys. That could be one to watch. Rivian, I just got into that one on a dip buy, scalped some out. Now I'm looking to pick some more shares up beneath that 1690. Just to give an idea, on the 15-minute chart, you can kind of see that the fills are actually better beneath 17 in terms of where the support has been. So taking longs above 17, taking them in here in the low 90s makes a little bit more sense, just in case it doesn't go anywhere. Because if it doesn't go anywhere, then you want inside the range and then allow it to break back up, and then you get filled as it breaks back up toward those highs. So they made a revision on their not the delivery numbers, but their production numbers, I suppose. And that's why you got that bit of a spike, but it was kind of on a tear anyways. And Tesla does not want to wait. So I tried to grab Tesla in front of 200. I actually wound up canceling that order because it's already starting to fall away from it. So unfortunately, I do not have the Tesla short. That kind of sucks, but clearly it's weaker than the market in the short term. Like 4% is not weaker than the market. It's just that as the market was making fresh highs, it was bouncing down off a lower high. So temporarily weaker than the market, I should have said.
Yeah, that's why we are sort of right now like just waiting to see what happens with Tesla here coming back in. AMD, even the same kind of thing, man. 8150, like that's another level there. Coming in 8140, 8150, 8160, all the way back up there to that top side once again. And here comes Tesla. We're waiting for 199 to break. That's going to happen right now. That's 198.93. Just to double check. Yep. Okay, we've done good, man. I mean, look, it's a $4 winner right now. Once we get out, we'll make about $350 on this to the downside off of this long rate there back into view up. I'm not going to give it all the way back here again, but you could if you wanted to. There's not that much time left in this day, so I feel like we're kind of doing the right thing by just getting this out. So let's just continue with that. Get it out if it breaks 199. As Neil was just saying, it is weaker than the market right now, so we can get away from this for sure. Microsoft, this name's been weak. Like I said, we're almost out of it. I was thinking about a reload, but I'm not going to do that anymore. If we break back down below 60 right now, we're going to get out of Microsoft. So I'm going to put that order in to get out 254.59, something like that. We will get out of this trade. We'll just cross it down a little bit, put that order. So if we break that bottom right now on Microsoft, our order is going to execute automatically and get us out of that. So I'm just going to double check all my other stops. They're all in right now. AMD breaking, whatever, I had to stop at 80. If AMD breaks lower than 81, we'll get out. But even right now, that seems a little silly. You have this 81.20. Let's adjust that. We were going to use 81 right there, but let's now use 81.20 as our out here for AMD. And hopefully we don't have to get hit on that. But if it does, we'll take it out, and that's fine. Long AMD 80.20, we'll get it out for $1 if it breaks 81.20, and then we'll just move on from that trade. I don't know what this market's going to do. It's been doing nothing now for about 35, almost, we had one break, but you can go all the way back to like 215, an hour, where you're almost doing nothing here for an hour.
Yeah, I was looking on my 15 minute on the NASDAQ. It's moved nothing in the last hour. But what did just break the high of the day, again, is C3 AI. So it's now on the churn to, that level is 29. Maybe 30, Prad. Prad just yelled out $30. Certainly, if it gets there, you had a wick high to 30. If you look on the daily chart, 29 is a pretty big level as well. So anywhere in that range, I'd be looking for a bit of a curl trade, but it has to show you the sign of weakness. So usually on a stock like this with the spread, it's like parabolic move up, give a bit of a wick top, short the wick top. Should have just shorted Tesla instead, but it has to set up first. Like, it needs to show me that it's gone a little bit too far, trap some longs at the highs, which it hasn't really done at any point today, and then put a reversal on NVIDIA. It's back in the money. Like, it'll go up, down, around, all that nonsense around this 238 level. But when looking in the grand scheme of things, is this level going to fail or is it going to fail? And at this point, going 20, 30 cents in the money isn't necessarily working. If anything, it's Tesla right now rolling over that's actually making a move off that 200 as it takes out 198. This could actually trend. If the market flushes here, Tesla could trend to the downside. Maybe even get back to like a 97 level. Just given what it's showing here, like VWAP, that's very much in play. The next pop on Tesla, I think, might be worthy of a short. My stop in AMD, I have an 81 stop on it. I see exactly. I went breakout long at 81.20, so that makes a ton of sense, that 81.20 level. But I am kind of short NVIDIA here, so I want to give a little more room to AMD. I don't see many small caps. If you guys know any small caps that are moving, I looked at Kala. Didn't see any liquidity there, but if there's something else going, my trade idea scanner not really having anything moving, that's why we're focusing on the big cap names right now.
If I'm the old man, Road Dog, then yeah, man, come on board, man. Take my trades if you can. I know they happen pretty fast, but you know, then you'll understand what's going on, and I hope that you have a lot of success today, man. No matter, you know, realistically who you're following. I can go over all of my trades right now. We lost on AMD early. We don't have anything else. We lost on SI, which is now above, well, right at our price. That was the only other one, man. Google today, BABA, you just saw that. Microsoft, Tesla, we got out on, by the way, right there on Tesla. And I apologize, man. If you only wanted $5 on this trade, then yeah, you know, you definitely shouldn't follow me. But $200.50 right there for Tesla, which is a good one here again. It's been a great day trading, so I hope that you guys also have a good day. But there's the fade back, right? So we're just getting out of everything. AMD again. Good trade. It's about to come out. Like Neil just discussed his levels. Mine are going to be right there at 20. If that drops out, we're going to get out of that. And I'm just thinking about going back into some shorts now. Microsoft broke down. We got over our last 20% there for flat. And this is how I trade. So I hope, you know, I don't know if everyone's going to trade a little bit differently on there. You know, there's the move there for Microsoft upside. We're net positive on it. We don't let our winners turn into too many losers, not at this time of day. So in there at 65, out at 60 on that break right there. You can see our price. We actually got 60 cents on that, or 60 cent as the trade right there. So that's a pretty good one for Microsoft coming back in. Apple is just still, though. Like, remember I was like, do we really want Microsoft long when maybe perhaps we could have Apple? Again, Apple's kind of the same thing right now down here at these levels. I feel like you can go long there. I just wonder if about going long if we're below the 50 period right now. In about 8 minutes, we're going to get that imbalance update from Brendo, and then we'll figure out exactly where these markets lie. I'm debating another Alibaba out because we're all the way back here right now. Let's just take it out. I mean, this feels silly to do this, so we don't have to. I'm going to take out one more piece now, and then we'll wait to see if we can get into the 80s and then maybe even take out 90 today on the close. Remember, it's an up market, so I wouldn't be surprised if the imbalances come long, just because. That's, I don't know. I don't have any historical data for that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. There was big sells. It was a big sell on the rebalance day, which was Tuesday or Wednesday. And then just today being up 2%, I could see some buys coming in, but I could play the other side as well. And I could see it being shorts, people just getting out on the closing print. So let's hold Alibaba. Let's take one more piece out if we can get to 69 or 70, and then we'll hold the last part to see if we can get a nice win much higher than where we are right now.
So a couple of things here. One, Meta is now bouncing off 185 again. So that 185 level looks like it's going to be pretty big. Meta takes that down. I think it could go VWAP here, but that's the kind of thing I almost want to see the imbalances before I put something else on. Because like right now, obviously looking at NVIDIA, I'm thinking or wanting the market to go to the downside from here, and that'll drag NVIDIA with it. Tesla is taking Rivian back into VWAP, so it's been a good long pretty much the entire day. This last little dip, if we can't hold VWAP, then I got to get out of it, understanding that it is reversing. And I feel like a lot of the EV names are being dragged down as Tesla rejected that $200 level. If it does pop, I still like the notion of a short at 200. In comes some shorts here on NVIDIA. Now it's getting back to the upside. Didn't catch any up here. Well, I did. Okay, I got one fill up there, but didn't catch any the last time. I kind of popped and tried to get to that 239. And let's see if he can get back up there again. This is one of those, it's just too big of a level. It's gone 4 times, and each time it's had a monster pullback from there. If the market rolls over, NVIDIA should be a good one. And what was the other one? There was somebody mentioned a small cap. Apologies. There was a small cap that got put in the chart. I pulled it up. It was like a pink sheet name someone had asked about there. We don't really trade a lot of the OTC unless they do very, very significant volume. So my answer to that would be it has to be ridiculous, one of the top 2 or 3 volume leaders on the OTC if you want to be actively trading as a day trader. So I know someone had put one of those names in there, but not really things that we look at unless they're huge, huge volume.
All right. You know what we could look at? We could look at Bed Bath & Beyond, the BBBY. Just have another look at something. You mentioned AMC was up. Yeah, this one hasn't been up for a long time, man. So Bed Bath & Beyond, we saw a good spike yesterday to 165. I just wanted to see if there was something that we might have missed today. I mean, the thing is we got to pay for shorts on these names. So not that generally matters. It doesn't. It's just the fact of it's hard unless you have levels like, to pay for it. I mean, hasn't really moved. So that's sort of what I'm getting at here.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, it's just not worth it. I had to deal with Arun yesterday, not wanting to pay for anything short, of course. His rhetoric, but again, to each their own. And the only thing that I think is valid on that is what Arun was mentioning, is that if you pay for shorts, then you're kind of forced to look at it, which is what I was saying about Bed Bath & Beyond right now. And that is that, we were paying for shorts all last week when it was making that move right here. Maybe it was more than last week when it was making the move from 2 to 3. Yeah. So like when this was happening and we were getting much better intraday moves, I feel like it was much more worth it there on Bed Bath & Beyond. But recently, I mean, I guess you could always wait for a 165, 168 spike, but yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond's pretty Deadsville right now, and I think we'll just move away from it. So that's what it is, man. Other than that, we're still going to wait. Space, yeah, if that's moving. We didn't actually, did they just report? I feel like we didn't even trade it that day.
I did not trade Space once on their earnings. They're up again today.
Jeez.
There it is, 6%. Okay, bounced off $5. Oh, yeah. So, wow, how many of these charts look almost exactly the same? Like wipeout bottom at the open yesterday, and then just obviously straight shot to the upside. Oh, that doesn't look that bad for a short, to be honest with you. Up here, 550, that looks solid, but I don't think it'll be free. Oh, it is free. We have free locates. We have to pay for Rivian, but Virgin Galactic's free for us to short.
I wonder if it's because nobody's looking at it. Maybe it's like one of those undercover ones that there's just so many shares available because
maybe.
The thing is, when we have to pay for shorts, just to tell everybody, we don't pay that like it's a cent a share or something.
Oh, sometimes less than that.
That's what I was gonna say. If a cent a share, I think I didn't get Sharif anything today, but I got him something yesterday, and it was like a quarter. It was like a quarter of a cent per share. So for 1,000 shares, it was like $2.50 or something ridiculous like that. So it was next to nothing. I don't remember the name, but
you know what it is?
Yeah.
The Virgin Galactic's not nearly as short as it used to be. Like it's just like that one. It's like it's exhausted the amount of short interest it's in. That was like what 20-something, 30-something% name. It's probably less than 10% right now. So like my guess is, and why I probably didn't look at it after earnings is that
I think it's higher, but I think
it's under 10.
I think we looked at it.
Oh no,
before.
never mind. It is 20.
Yeah,
it's
okay,
23%. Really should have been long today.
All right.
Really should have been long on it then. Wow. Okay. Maybe I don't want that short. Never mind. I'm going to throw that one out the window. Free locates and still over 20% short interest. Nope, not at the end of the day, not worth it. The level's not bad, but there's a bigger level, like 10% higher, that you can come back to next week. So I tried to get some shares north of 28.50 on NVIDIA. It never happened. I still want it breaking this channel down, then get out. But we're about to get the imbalance. We're about to get the early look on the imbalances in about 2 or 3 minutes. I think that'll determine a little bit whether I'm going to be able to get more shares of NVIDIA or whether we're actually going to be rolling over to the downside. AMD's back up at the high of the day. If it doesn't break the top this time, I might just take it out in front of the imbalances. Just the fact that the market's not really moving in here. If the imbalance comes to a big sell, I think it'd be worth taking it out if we don't break this top in NVIDIA in the next couple minutes.
Yep, I would think that we're doing the right thing here by waiting for some of these plays to come through. Alibaba has come back down a little bit right now, so that's an order that's a little bit on my mind right now about Alibaba trying to break through that 50. Again, it's funny because Matt, you just mentioned something there in the chat about how it's hard to make money on, especially on a name like Bed Bath & Beyond, when the fee is higher than how the stock is moving. And it's like that's exactly kind of the way we're talking about right now. That breaking through 50, maybe we get out of that. It's just when the market's not moving, you meant it for pay for shorts, but when the market's not moving, it's like you can't squeeze out anything. So that's why when you have these moves up, it's like I'll take a little bit of profit back and forth right now. If the market does decide to do something, then yeah, great. I mean, this is a 1-minute chart and it's barcoding. Neil just talked about a 15-minute chart. Like, I mean, we're sitting here putting on a good show for you. It's Friday and it's not Free Fall Friday. Sorry about that, Brad.
Not even close.
For that today. So, yeah, man, I mean, like, that's what you're just saying there. What's up, Road Dog? He says, don't worry, I bought TRKA and losing. I mean, that's the part of it, right? I mean, sorry that, we're losing on, or maybe you are, I don't know. I haven't traded TRKA today, but that's what I mean.
Can't be down on this. Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah. So it's a move down right there. So again, it's just about like being patient, I feel like. Maybe we should be trading. This has done 107 million shares. You know, with nothing happening in the market, it's probably like one of these stocks could be pretty good today. We also had Zila. You talked about Veru. Again, wow.
Veru got...
Look at the shares, 500 million today. Unbelievable. Wow. Lots of missed opportunities, man, because I used to, like when I was younger, I've been doing this for 22 years, hence, you know, how much I'm breaking down. You know, you're gonna, like I used to trade these penny stocks, man, and I was able to make my very first month of sitting down in front of a level 2 screen. I made, and it's not that much money, but back then it was pretty good for me. It was only $6,000, my very first month ever sitting in front of a level 2 with, you know, no training, nothing like that. That was pretty good. I remember going home on the train, and I was like, thinking about what is a bid, what is an ask, and I even wrote down the cross, like bid, ask, and was trying to figure it all out. And then, you know, but after a while, day 1 or 2, 3, you start to understand it. I mean, I used to trade kind of rebates, and things were different, right? I don't know if you guys, like SO's bandits and things like that, much different time then than it was now. But yeah, we didn't have all of this, all these dark prints, everything like that. So it was much more of a rebate game at these levels. But yeah, that was 1 month there under the same platform, the same restrictions and everything, and it was actually turned out to be good. I got hired with 20 traders. So just like we have a group in the back here, I was hired with 20 traders. Only 2 of us ever made it. And I got to say a shout out. His name was Daniel. I don't know what he's still doing right now. I'm not going to drop his last name, but he was working for a bank the last time I say what's up to the guy. So, you know, that's generally what happens. But prop is definitely a hard job, and it's tough, man. When you eat what you kill, it can be tough. But hey, I've been here since day 1, and pretty proud of everything that we've built. So
Daniel, I don't like.
I'll tell you who it is.
Okay.
You may not. No, he would have been there when you were there. When I say the name, you may remember it. But let's go over to Brendan right now at the big desk. It's 3:30, guys.
Hey guys, brought to you by True Trading Group. They have premium tools, mentorship, and a community to help you learn and profit. Click the link in the chat and check them out. Shout out to True Trading Group, bringing you a small cap recap. AI, top of the list today, continues to be. What a monster this has been all day long. Coming off an earnings report that was better than expected. C3 AI lifts, also BBAI, SOUN, BuzzFeed, among others, back to the upside. So just a monster day for C3 AI. This one, RVMD down here. They had a $300 million public offering, sent them lower yesterday, straight back to the upside today for RVMD. CYTO was another one that was moving around early on today. There it is. There was positive data out on one of their treatments this morning. Had this thing up here at $5 at one point, actually broke 5 to the upside. Look where we are now. $2.50 straight downside for CYTO all day long from Altamira Therapeutics. Guys, back to you.
So whopping 78 million to buy on the early look. So the early look on the imbalance is actually incredibly small, pretty insignificant.
I almost think that's a negative, man. I just feel like a lot of people might like that rhetoric that I was saying. Maybe
and then it flips to sell.
Maybe people thought that there would be a strong buy, and the market is doing nothing.
Doing absolutely nothing.
So that's that. But
damn,
Daniel.
Dang.
Someone put that in the chat there. That was, I had nothing to do with, apparently Prad, because I used to say that all the time. And then Prad was like, yo, there's I think it's a YouTube video about a guy that wears white Vans or something like that. Yeah, see, there he goes. So that's good memory. I may be looking older, but the memory is still really bad. So, you know, I don't know. If you thought I was going to say it was good, it's not. But there we go. We break 50 now for Alibaba. Alibaba, a positive name for me today. But unfortunately, you know, can't get wine out of grapes if there's nothing happening. So, you know, I got to stomp on these grapes right now. Alibaba to the downside as it continues to go. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from it. I don't have any trades on right now other than AMD, which is still long and strong, man. We really bought AMD on that break. Nice upside move as it continues to go, but a small piece. Let's look to get something else on. We tried Alibaba for you. And look at the crazy thing about Microsoft. Like, we had Microsoft there. We got stopped out for flat, and it's right back into the money again. So that name's still continuing to work. I should have given it to, I mean, whatever. This wick didn't happen until afterwards. So what can I do? Microsoft, we get stopped out. And that's the one thing. Stick to your damn plan. That's, you know, the minute you start to break away from your plan is when everything goes awry, man. I mean, that's true in life about a lot of things. And like earlier, we were long AMD. I wrote down here, you want to talk about breaking your own damn rules? I wrote down here long AMD 79. The low of the day is 79.30. I should be crushing this name today, but we're not, which is the crazy thing about it. We went long, then we went short, then we got stopped out of the short. We made money on the short, then we went long in here at 80, which doesn't make any sense. So anyways, long story short, a little bit of a missed opportunity there today on AMD. We should have been a hell of a lot longer. This is actually a red stock for me, despite basically hitting the low of the day and only talking about long. So yeah, that sucks. We'll get a piece out now, but yeah, I'm not happy.
It could be worse.
It could always be worse.
So first I'll actually, we're going to talk about AI because it can definitely be worse. But this ARDX, I just messaged Greg, and I was just like, I can't remember the last time I was looking at a small cap that had a daily chart that looked like this. This is an impressive looking chart for a stock that was, usually that's not what it looks like. You know, you're used to seeing a call up name is 35% to the upside, and a few people were talking about it in the chat. This is not necessarily what you expect to see. 50 million shares in volume, and it's going to close at the high of the day after bringing up big time on the daily. So this deserves to be on the, and holding up, by the way. Right, like big breakout in the morning, volume tapers off, nobody's selling. Like the stock is strong. $4 break in play next week. You know, when you get a trend like this, sometimes the easy thing is to think reversal. The other times it's to say, hey, it's impressive. Let's start thinking about that. But C3AI may not get to 29, but it is very close here. It's like, do I still like it at 335? I'll probably give it one shot for a little bit if it does the over-under at that 29 level. But it can always be worse. Sometimes the level that you like, it's just a little more valid at the open. I wanted that test of 24.5. I took it at 9 o'clock. I stopped out because it's way too thinly traded at that particular time. There's way more liquidity when it holds up here, and I should have been long in C3AI. You know, at least I was patient enough to wait till 27, then 28, now 29 to try a short instead of fighting the trend. But you know, I had a couple longs on the way, but that was a long this morning. And like the first one or two trades that you're willing to put on when you sit down, you really got to ask yourself if it trends the rest of the day, what the hell you were doing. So I'm going to ask myself what the hell I was doing on C3AI today. Straight up. It's just there's just no excuse or no reason why I'm not getting back into it at least one of those 2 points there. So you have to be self-critical because that's just, it sucks when it happens to you, but it does. Now, NVIDIA, it's not floating to 239. It keeps coming beneath 238 and not flushing. We're getting close enough that as much as I believe if it doesn't break out through the top, this should flush a couple of dollars, we got 25 minutes for that to happen, which is not a heck of a lot of time. So when the imbalances come out, I may be forced to take off some of this for scalp trades that I've been not trying to do. Like I never thought this was a scalp trade, getting into it and adding into it, but that's going to change because I have 20 minutes to get out of this trade no matter what. So that can change the limits just a little bit here for me on NVIDIA.
Yeah, man, I'm coaching. So my kids plus two others are in like a curling tournament, which is called a bond spiel. That's happening tomorrow, so I'm out all day. But we're getting some good news, man. They're starting to cancel some of the hockey games that my kids are going to miss. So that's good. They'll get rescheduled. I always feel bad when that happens, but it looks like if they close, hockey rinks, they'll probably close curling rinks as well. I just asked the wife, man. The storm hasn't started yet, so hopefully it does come out. I want to give a big shout out right now. Let's go bang right here to members of our chat, man. I mean, what's up to Zahirin? Thank you so much, man. Good out on Tesla. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take all that there. It's really appreciate getting acknowledged for some of the calls because it's tough to do this job. And I just want to say thank you for acknowledging that. And there it is right there at 199. We talked about getting short, or not, we didn't talk about getting short. I should have got out and got short. But, you know, when that was topped out there at 200, I really feel like 199.50 when we first violated that. I could have done a little bit better, but we'll take the 199 out and save ourselves $1 as it's pulling back. But you just reminded me, let me double check all my stop orders, double checks them. We're still good to go right now. The only stop we have is on AMD. Let's fix our AMD stop right now. The market, it's 338. we're in the money $1. I feel like we're still fine. I'll keep this stop right there. We just checked out Tesla. Google, you want to talk about, trending stocks all morning. I mean, there's a long right there on Google. We should have been buying VWAPs again myself. So, we missed that opportunity. But again, if you're long Google, it's about 80 cents in the money still if you do have it. But it's just so tough to hold trades. I mean, that's it. Like me and Arun talked about that yesterday, about the different styles. It didn't work out yesterday for him holding some of those. He took an L, I think, on Airbnb and something else that he had. But again, it's just about what you're comfortable doing and staying, comfortable. And that's what it's about, man. Make your trades. Do you. And I just think that we did have a good talk about that. And I know you're going to spring training, so Arun will be back with me, and not next week, the week after, right? Is that right? Yeah, so in 2 weeks, spring break should be a lot of fun, or March break, I guess. Is it called March break in the States? It must be, right? It's for the kids, I guess. Spring break is for the for the colleges and universities?
Actually, do you guys have March break in the U.S.? Like the school is off for 1 week in the middle of March here in Canada.
Spring break.
I have no clue. It's spring break. But I thought spring break was for university and college, right? We call it reading week.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because my kid, who's in year 3, I think, of university, he just had reading week.
Yeah,
so I just took him back last weekend.
Okay.
So it is called spring break.
That's why.
Why the hell do we call it March break?
You know how damn expensive airfare is, like in the middle of March break? We should call it spring break too, but it's ridiculous, man. Like,
yeah, I know that, Brad. That's very,
it's
very
like, why
smart.
am I worried that my daughter's missing a week of kindergarten so that we can travel during March break? No, but that's the reason we're going March break. We could have gone like another week during spring training.
Don't you have the stones in the, like, can't you just say, that's it, we're going the next week?
We should, no, we didn't even think about it. It didn't occur to me.
I thought maybe your wife didn't want her to miss it.
We didn't even occur to me not to do it. And now it's
March
just like,
Madness.
no, hell no. Well, before, I don't want to be, March Madness, I want to be focused.
Oh, no,
so.
someone just put it in the chat.
Selection Sunday's coming up, man. Hey, we're going to have a
I'll
Trader TV. Sean's going to get the graph for you guys. We're going to have a Trader TV tournament. We'll put it in the chat, guys.
Madness.
We're going to pick our teams. You guys can go up against our teams. We'll have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give you, like, I have some ideas, but I will save them for when you can actually look at my bracket and try and beat me. C3AI, it's super close.
But I don't think they publish the brackets.
You have to be in our pool
until the first tip-off. So people can't, like, piggyback off you.
Oh, yeah, of course. You have to wait till game starts.
I'm going to figure that out. Yeah. There's a couple of kids on Alabama that were, like, facing some not nice things there. So I don't know. We're going to have to wait to see how that all settles out right now. But I still like Bama. What's Michigan State doing this year? I don't even know, honestly.
Why you got to bring up...
but I don't know. Are they making the tournament? Because you'll always take them. Are they making it?
They suck.
Oh, they suck this year. I didn't know. I don't know.
The good news is,
they made it every year.
No, but the good news is I can back a different, because I have a horrible issue with my bracket and always including Michigan State.
Publicate, yeah.
So now I can like another Big Ten team in the tournament. Maybe
Ohio?
No, Purdue.
Well, Purdue.
No, I'm not saying anything, man.
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, Eli.
Purdue.
E-L-Y.
Purdue.
Whatever that guy is. There.
Not Eli Porter.
Yeah, not Eli Porter.
Because he's the best.
Speak about Eli Porter here. You're gonna have to go some Eli Porter on people very, very soon here as we go here. Getting ready to do. You already have something. I was gonna say sometimes people put in requests. Neil already has something he's gonna do
Eli
here.
Porter would be fun. That guy's
today.
a legend,
Eli
man.
Porter would be good, but people might not understand that.
Legend, Eli Porter.
Go blue. Well, Michigan. Straight Michigan there. Thank you so much, Unacceptable Jackson. We love you as well. Edie is a big boy. That's for damn sure.
I got my butt kicked in a 200 meters at University of Michigan.
By Fahad?
No. Like obviously, U.S. school, they had some legit runners there, man. Paul handled his business though. But
I would say that they, U.S. schools has good athletes.
Dude, our coach had us do a meet in London on Friday, and then we got on the bus after doing a track meet on Friday, and then we drove to Michigan, and then we're up the next day, and I had I was running a 400 at like 9 o'clock at night, and the next morning I'm doing a long jump and a 200 and a 60, and I'm like, what are you trying to kill us, man? So we got our asses kicked by U of M. It was actually kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
But it was good training apparently, so whatever. We had a good season.
Yeah, Fahad, that's right, beat Fanatic. Yeah, Fahad finishes the 100 meters in 25 meters. Like, that's just how, this guy's so fast, Neil. I feel like you're going to be, that race was never going to happen.
It's happening.
I
hope it happens. I'm not letting him off the hook on this.
I'm good, because I want that to happen for sure.
It's happening.
All right, let's go.
So, by the way, I'm trimming some NVIDIA, mostly because it's 343. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, it's not really moving, so that last little move down, it's getting close enough to the end of the day that I just have to start trimming the position. It's just, we have to be flat in 15 minutes. The imbalancers are going to come out there. Andy, I'm not a 400-meter runner. I was, when the coach is like, yo, who wants to run the 4x4? As a rookie, I was like, yeah, whatever. I ran 60s and the 100. And I was a hurdler, 110 hurdles. Like 400's a long event. So it was not my thing. I was like a 50 flat runner kind of guy. Like I'm not fast in the 400 meters, but I was a team player, man. So I would run that relay, and then I got stuck doing it every single year because if you're halfway decent in Canada, then they want to make you run that relay. It's brutal. It's also the most satisfying sporting thing I've ever done is when you actually finish a race like that and you gave it your all. That's a better feeling than dunking a basketball or hitting a home run because there's nothing that lets you know that you gave 100% than finishing a race like that and being like, I can't even walk a step. And that event is brutal. Shout out to people, anyone that do that.
Yeah, shout out to anybody there. Just have something that you're passionate about, right? I mean, that's the big thing right there. Okay, let's go. All right, only 344. As Neil mentioned, we're trading equity here. We're not trading options or anything like that. We do have to be flat at the end of every single day. So, if you're watching us and you're wondering like why we're not getting in any positions, I mean, yesterday was a good example. I think it was it Apple or something that I was in yesterday? Maybe it wasn't Apple, but I think maybe it was Apple. And then we had a crazy move at 350 yesterday in one of these names. Yeah, there's Apple right there at 350. Maybe I can, how do I zoom in? These are my own charts. I should know how to do that. There it is right here. So there's 350 right here. So this is what it was. So I wasn't in it, but Apple came as a big sell right at 350. So for no reason yesterday, Apple cruising. It does pull back, bounces a little bit. Then that sell comes on the imbalance locator, and look what happens. It just ticked down I think it was about $1.5 million. I mean, those of you that were here know because you would have saw us trade it, Arun and I. But there it is right there, 146.40. And look at it, just made the move all the way down. Yeah, literally right into the close, down about 70 pennies. So it is a little risky taking shares right now because you're going to see, and I'll keep it on Apple for you as well, as this market happens. So we'll wait to see right now where we're going on all this.
AMD's not breaking the high. I'm getting it.
Okay, are you getting out of AMD?
I just got out of AMD. I said last time, if it can't break the high, there's the test of the high again. Another time it doesn't break the high, lower high, 81.50, let's just get out of it. Leaves one position on, so this gets really binary, obviously. Either NVIDIA is going to make the move, pull back in, or we're going to get a break of the high of the day where I just sort of throw the stop in there. So I can have my stop, and I got my bids to get out of this, and we'll see what happens. I ended up, C3AI was a little bit late in the day, so I'm not in the 29 short. It just risk to reward. It might be a good price, but in terms of having time for it to give you the real pullback flush, when you're looking for a C3AI short, you're thinking $1, right? That's the notion is you want 29 to 28. I wanted 28 to 27. I wanted 27 to 26. So, look at this. I was in the short earlier in front of 27, and I wasn't taking it when it went 26.40 because I'm like, it's either going or it's going against me. But I ended up going against me, but that's what I would look for. In a stock that's moving this much, you want a bigger move.
So I want to give a big shout out to D. Westermeyer. Our 8-ball is just a normal 8-ball. Let's get that 8-ball. Let's get that sorted out. Right there has apparently, and don't send anything else across the border if you know what I'm saying. Right there has now crossed the border. Let us know, Westermeyer there by a super chat or whatever, if there's any sort of a duty fee or anything like that. Let us cover that. Sure. Don't let them hit you up. Just tell them to deliver it COD, and we'll cover that one. So I don't want anything for that, but I want to thank you so much. I'm very excited to see that custom 8-ball because ours works. Right here. Okay.
Barely.
Will the NASDAQ finish over 2% on the day? I mean, we're right there right now. So I feel like this is a very, very reasonable question to ask the 8-ball. Yes, definitely is the response. So this might be the last time we use this 8-ball. There was a definite there. So,
as we're kind of sliding back off 2% right now.
It's just, so maybe we should just go long. But I think a lot of it is going to depend. The 8-ball might know something about the imbalances. That's the thing. So we'll see if that...
Just take a baseball bat to that thing when we're done with
No.
This thing? Or put it in this
you have some rage built up there or what?
No, I just like swinging a bat.
My
back doesn't like swinging a bat, but I do.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, you can rage.
Nah, we probably won't.
I think
you know what I wanted to rage on?
I think we should keep it. Yeah, go ahead.
The old printer from the old office, because I love that scene from Office Space.
Yes, where they're literally out in the field and just beating the crap out of things.
I've always wanted to mess up a printer.
Look at Tesla.
It just sounds like a lot of fun. Come on, NVIDIA, make a move. So 1 minute to the imbalances. Obviously, you know the ones I care about are going to be any of the chip names there. Just realized I probably want to have this up and ready for you guys. So I'm only in NVIDIA. That's the only, all afternoon. And all last week, it's like if NVIDIA gets to this price area, I think I want to take a shot shorting it. So it's here. The question, will it follow through? So less than 1 minute to go. I'm not going to stare at that for 1 minute, but just barcoding. I got one money fill, I would say. Everything else was kind of like in here, the 38. There was one money fill above. Catching it there. Never got anything above that 238.5. Tesla ended up being the better short off 200. You know, you pick your poison, and that's what happens to you, right? You know, I liked NVIDIA at that key price level. Tesla 200, I was not remotely aggressive in trying to catch it, and Tesla pulls all the way back into VWAP. So that's how it shakes out sometimes. This wasn't the one I thought it was going to be, but the imbalances come out, and then I'll have a determination on what's going to happen with NVIDIA in about 20 seconds. Because if it comes out of buy imbalance, my guess is you'll see that position come out rather quickly in like 2 seconds.
It's just funny because exactly what you said, AMD is holding out really well, as is NVIDIA. But look at Tesla. What a good out we had on Tesla there. 199? Like it's 197 right now. That's like, you know, just, okay, here we go. Imbalances are out. Let's see. Wow, there goes Tesla to the down. Well, no, not really. Okay, we'll find out. Brendan will give us that number. He's listening to it in his ear.
Apple sell.
When he does, yeah. So right now, Apple. So there's the Apple sell. So look at the move down for Apple. 150.80 down. Let's zoom in a little bit more so you can see it. One strong candle there. Amazon. Again, another strong candle to the sell side. Google sell. Again, AMC's a buy. Softy. I feel like this is going to be a big number, whatever it is. Probably. Oh, there it is, 961. So $1 billion right now to sell on the sell side, and I think it's courtesy of the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's not moving itself, so I don't know, maybe the 8 ball was right here. Maybe we do wind up plus 2%, especially if this market can hold these sells, which it can do. Some of you asking, why are these sells happening at close? That's what they are. They're market on close. So there's a lot of traders or hedge funds or whoever that want to peg to the closing price. So they just put in a market on close order type. And if you tag it that on the NASDAQ, and it's still for NYSE as well, it just gets done at the close. So like, you know, right now there's paired off. So, you know, they're starting to match. So right now Apple has 5.5 plus 2. So roughly 7 million shares or so, or 7.5 million has gone through for Apple. They've already found buyers and sellers. So those traders already have a confirmation that whatever price Apple closes at, they're going to get executed. So it's just to give like, again, if you have 7 million shares of Apple, good luck trying to buy some right now. It's going to rocket the stock up. So they put them into the close to hopefully get a fair closing price. So it's a market function, and you know, trade it how it is. It's very, very tricky to do unless there is an ad. I don't want to give away too many secrets, but ad deletes, things like that, and we'll talk about that as much as we can here on the show.
Exactly. Like, we're here to give you guys information to the best of our abilities. So I told you what would happen. NVIDIA comes out, oddly enough, there it is. It was about $350,000 to buy, but a buy and balance in the face of most of the tech names being sells. Amazon, Apple, as Sean mentioned there, Cisco, 1 million to sell. So I said if it came out the wrong way, probably get stopped out, pretty binary. Could I have held it? Yeah, sure. You can, but there's 7 minutes to go, and it came out against me. Plus, it was not making the move I wanted it to. It could still be in play next week, obviously. There was a buy and balance on AMC. I didn't check it out. No, it didn't move. So AMC, I saw it there. Yeah, like 700,000 shares. It's not gigantic. It's not nothing either, but no real reaction by AMC. So it's not like this hard rule where if it comes out one direction or the other, you're going to get a big move. It's just sometimes it can cause some buy action. Every now and then, like if a meme name has it, like maybe it'll be good. Not in this particular case. So I'll have to examine why I liked NVIDIA short more than Tesla. One of the things that you look for is Tesla was making lower highs. And here's the reason why. So the number one reason why I should have realized Tesla was a short, not NVIDIA, was how I was trying the long that was just failing up at the high. Longs off 3 up were good, but I was trying the longs up there and they weren't going anywhere. That should have told me lower high, play a fade on the stock, which is showing you resistance, as opposed to one where you're playing a historical level. So, you know, it is what it is. I'd probably make that NVIDIA trade most times. But today, Tesla was a better setup when you take a step back and have a look at it. Tesla was probably a little bit better of a setup. But hey, we're human. I'll make a mistake. I'll own up to it when I got the wrong one. And I definitely should have been more focused on a Tesla short as opposed to NVIDIA. I did like the short at the top today. Wasn't really looking to go longs off the highs.
Guys, we'll tweet out that Tesla out so you guys can all see it. What's up, Jada Jazz? It already started snowing in southwestern Ontario, so you're probably in London or Ontario. I don't know where you are, but Guelph, somewhere like that. But yeah, I know it's coming here. It's supposed to come here pretty soon. I just hope to get into the car and home and to the liquor store. We're going to buy a bottle of wine for tonight. Before we have a couple there, but I want to get this one, this nice bottle. Hopefully we can pick that up and celebrate what was a nice day of trade. And then now it looks like we don't have to drive into Mississauga for a baseball tryout tonight. So that's, we don't have to worry about that right now. All right. Oh, yeah.
I got to say this whole thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because Steve G just said, he sent me a joke in the tweet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want, we're supposed to stay away from politics, but it's a great joke.
Oh, if it's politics, then don't do it.
But it's politics, so I don't want to say it on air, but it is hilarious.
Then just retweet it or something if you want.
He sent it in a DM.
Okay.
Actually send it to my Twitter if you want to.
Okay, and just quickly there, people are saying like, oh, we're not giving away the secrets. It was just a joke. Like, I mean, when we're just sitting here talking about these imbalances every day, the only real secret is that at 355, and it's not a secret, a lot of these will flip, and you guys
right now.
Yeah, like right now. So there's 355. So look at Apple right here. There it is. In anticipation of this, at 353, it goes the other way. So a lot of the times, these will flip over, into. I mean, I don't know. I can sort this. Let's see. There we go. Let's see if we can find Apple AAPL. See? So now it's a buy. So they've done the 8.5 million shares, and there's only a little bit left for a buy. So now the sell pressure's gone because they found a pair. The only real secret is when they don't find a match. Yeah. And Apple still stays 8 million, which is why we keep trying to show this. And if anything off the open, it's taking a long time. I keep clicking it. There it is. Like, if anything stays here that is a valuable stock, like Palantir, where's Palantir? There's Palantir, still staying as a buy, but you can see it's kind of barcoding, not doing anything. So for me, it's just looking for a name that is still the same way it was when it came out. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I wish I knew. I do know how to play it. I just haven't really been able to see any big-time trades happening there because, it's not really a strategy. I think if you built an algo or something to catch those things, then fine. But let's just go, man. We'll spin this one more time. Why? We're going to end the day with a banger, man. This is $1.60 rate, or $1.30, sorry, as we get to 81.60 on AMD. It's at the high of the day. So, unfortunately, I guess your NVIDIA came out on that imbalance. If AMD is going to the high of the day, this is one of the confusing things. AMD was weak early, but caught up to the market late. And NVIDIA was always beating AMD today anyways. So there it goes, some nice strength in the name of AMD. Let's just take it out and ring the register now.
Got to. And with 3 minutes to go, it's been a wild week. It's been a fun week. The market, okay.
We out.
Okay. It's back up to, sorry, I was just looking at, one of the names on the imbalances that actually stayed was the CS. So I just kind of pulled it up out of curiosity to see what it was.
Look at the 8 ball right now.
Look at the 8 ball. The 8 ball is winning.
The 8 ball just gave you like 20
unless we jinxed it. Unless we jinxed it. There's 3 minutes to go. The 8 ball.
We might have just jinxed it.
And maybe its last run, the last prediction from the 8 ball might end up being good. But I am usually the jinx when I say something at the high of the day. So we'll definitely see. I'm not gonna. There's nothing on my mind here. There's nothing huge in the imbalances. There's no. There's no earnings to really go to, so not much to look at. However, a lot of these names at 355, as you were saying there, Sean, made a huge reversal. I mean, Tesla back above view up. Look, it's $1, but understand that Tesla moving $1 in a couple of minutes is actually pretty big. So a lot of these things did bounce off that big pullback and finding some strength. Technically, Tesla really held up the trend pretty well today, even if it did pull back at the end of the day. And it is worth mentioning, NVIDIA is right back up at 239. And that's like at the end of the day, you're not giving it to the high of the day as it gets that tight. You just take the smaller loss because there's no time for you to get the bigger win anyways.
Right.
It's like you're out of time for it to fall $2. So there's no point giving it $1 worth of risk at the end of the day. And it does go to 239 in reverse. So this is still a trade that could be valid next week. We'll see. I mean, it could gap up and go to 245, and then it doesn't really matter. Or it could be right here, and we'll try again on Monday. But monster level here on NVIDIA. I'd say the most impressive bounce off the low today was probably the way that NVIDIA came off those bottoms at 231, because all morning those chip names were really, really lagging, and they managed to find themselves a bit.
Yeah, no disagreement with me on that one. All right, man. Thank you for all the kind words in the chat, man. I mean, I think it's been an absolutely fantastic week. I want to thank Arun for stepping up for my guy over here yesterday. Shout out to you, Arun. Thanks for all the help that you've done with the show. Thanks to everybody for watching. It's been a great show, and we only have a minute left right now as the market's trying to get back to the upside. Tesla nicely bouncing off 197. We'll wait for that level maybe on Monday again to come in, but Amazon up 3%, Apple up 3.5%. I mean, it just keeps on going here as we go and look at some of these watch list names that I have on board right now. If you just sort it by some of these popular names, AMC up 8 right now. Lots of moves happening. AMC, Rivian, Meta, DocuSign, Roblox, everything bouncing like crazy back upside today. I don't think it's going to be a positive week. We'll have to check out on that one. I feel like we've been down a couple percent a couple days. Nice still a 2% move right now. And guess what, man? Unless something happens right here at close, 8-ball wins again. Still looking forward to the new one. But good. Neil, please don't rage against this one. I think this one still has some value left right now.
Ending on a win like that, it's definitely bought itself.
I hope we didn't jinx in the last 10 seconds. Anything can happen.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. We got the countdown.
Where's the TTVL logo?
In 4,
3,
2, Fahad. Fahad's not here, so he had to take off.
So Fahad is down right now. But okay, thanks, Prad. Pradley Beal there. Your team beat the Raptors, man. I was pissed off about that. Washington takes down the Raptors as the Raptors right now are minus 550 to make the play-in. So that's good odds. So we're looking forward to the Raptors and Jakob Poeltl.
He has game.
We drafted him. Okay, Brendan.
Paid too much to get him back.
Was the 8-ball correct, my friends?
Not a surprise. Nicely positive right across the board, guys. In fact, this 2% number today, just double check. Yeah, this 2% number today put the NASDAQ up 2.5% on the week. It was actually closer to 2.6% on the week. So definitely positive right across all three of these. So good luck to head into the weekend. Unless you're in crypto land, that was kind of ugly today.
Oh, not everything can win. But at the end of the day, I mean.
That means we were up heading into today. I didn't realize that. I felt like it was a lot of pressure this week on the market. But hey.
It did feel that way. It did feel
pressure bust pipes. You know what I'm saying?
That is 100% true. So look, the poll was put in for 1.5K. So we got the 1.5K. So we'll honor it for sure. It's supposed to be 2,000. But it's all good. We got it for you guys here. I don't know why it's on my screen. My quote board doesn't matter whatsoever. If you know it, you can guess it, but you're not going to get it. One of my personal favorites, though. I'm a boss, so I need a boss chick, so we can boss up like the boss is. All about green like Paul Pierce. Mayweather flow, look, zero losses. Diamond a day, diamond at night. A 5-star chick about that 5-star life. I must admit, I'm a fan. You shoot game ruthless, girl, goddamn. Been a few years, you my number one. Blood in my veins, breath in my lungs. We the ones winning, so they won't toast. We're an item, blend like rum coke. Love the way you're doing it, pleat doing it, damn. Fly like a JetBlue stewardess. You can fly alone, but I don't advise it. I'm inviting you to fly with a pilot.
Word. I mean, I hit something for you. I don't have any of your animations. Good job there, my guy. You know what?
Red Cafe.
I was going to say, I was drawing a blank on that one, but that was good. All right, so super chats. Thank you so much for the super chat again. Thanks, Neil. A lot of fire emojis there. Thank you, everybody. That was good, man. Everyone likes it. The Brat. I don't know. Good one, Neil. Good one.
Maybe one of these days we do the Brat.
Maybe it's a Missy Elliott.
So functified. That's a joint right there.
All right. Thank you so much, man. Great job. Unfortunately, I don't know. Pratt has Streamlabs. If you put too many emojis, it just cancels you out. So I think just put like 2 or 3 or 5. I don't know what. 10 is max.
10.
Maybe we should have said that.
You can count while you're spamming.
Yeah, but now people are going to put 9.
That's what I'm saying. We probably should have said that, or 10 is the max. But okay, Brendan, you were obviously familiar with that track.
No,
me neither. Okay, but that was still a good one. Neil's got the old school jams, and I like that one for sure. All right, anything we looking at for next week? I guess, do we have big earnings next week, Brendan, at all?
We have 0 earnings for next week, Sean. So, I mean, there's not 0, but there's not a lot.
Well, I would have never asked you if I
know.
DocuSign?
What's wrong with DocuSign earnings, man? That's a mover.
Give us another one, Brendan.
Come on, Brendan.
I'd have to look.
Nothing wrong with
Bang! I like that, man. We'll trade some DocuSign. I mean,
DocuSign move. We like that.
Let's not try to hate on some DocuSign. So this weekend, I mean, I'm all full of sports, but it looks like they're going to be canceled. So I'm going to get the shovel ready to go. What else? What else? You have anything?
Well, my daughter's still sick, so we're probably doing a whole lot of nothing this weekend. Hopefully she can make the dance on Sunday.
Oh,
but
man,
I
Tom
doubt
Green. Yeah, great. Check the OR. I
Oh,
like it so far.
yes.
Check the OR. I love the OR. I mean, come on, man. Tom Green, shout out to Ottawa. What up? Brendan, what are you doing?
February's over, so I'm excited about this weekend.
Yeah, Formula One is back. Pratt,
Formula One's back, yeah, but more importantly, dry February is over, Sean, so.
Dry February is over, so March 3rd.
It's going to be a
Brendan's
good
getting
weekend.
He's going to join me at the LCBO.
Brendan's getting crushed.
This guy's going to join me at the LCBO. I like it. Pratt, any plans, man?
UFC, John Jones, Formula One.
All right, UFC, he's watching John Jones. He's got Formula One going on. It's going to be a big week for Pratt. Make sure you watch him. You still going to stream tonight? There you go. Yeah, look at those arms, those guns, man. This man going to the UFC one day. All right, look, great show, great day. Thanks, Neil, for wrapping it up for us. That was a great close to the show and a great close to the week. I hope your daughter gets well sooner rather than later, which I'm sure she will. Strong girl, so let's hope for that. But hey, everybody, man, thank you so much for watching. It was another huge day. Oh, you missed it yesterday. I don't know if you saw the Sesame Street costumes came in.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I know. You weren't here, so they're really
nobody
hilarious.
showed them to me? Oh,
no, they're still in the box. That's going to happen hopefully next Friday. But I want to confirm that with the professor and Luca. But that should be another fun Friday next week. And that reaction video was pretty fun. Stay tuned for all of our Twitters. It'll probably be up definitely on the main account. But for Brendan, Prad, Sharif, Luca, Neil, myself, the boys behind us, everybody that's here, and everybody in Trader Universe, have a great weekend. It's another week on Monday, and we'll see you at 8:30.